Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rage and Love, where we passionately debate, explore, and review topics about religion, science, history, and current events. And today, we are definitely reviewing a very current event, the live election results. But I guess today is up in the air whether it's going to be more love or more rage. We'll find out as the show goes on. Right now, I feel like we are the kids in a divorce court case, and we're waiting to see which parent gets the custody of us. How are you feeling about the election day, Joey?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really close. I'm actually quite anxious watching these results come in this evening. Um, it's kind of mind blowing that it's actually gonna be this close. Actually, kind of scary, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's gonna be if if the orange monster wins, it is what it is. I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I'm
it's
thinking.
frustrating. I'll say that much. It's very frustrating. Hopefully, these swing states we start getting numbers in soon, and we start seeing our numbers move up. Right now, what is it? 27 electoral to 154 Trump. So,
Yeah, I think like different websites have like a little bit different
oh
numbers.
no.
Let me see. I have one pulled up. Let's share the screen.
What's up, Rogue Show? Nice to see you.
Okay, let's pull this one up. All right. You know what? Try to get that screen a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So this one is showing 71. Is that what you were saying? I
No,
thought
I,
you
saw,
said.
I showed 27. Yeah, so
Okay,
that's
27. So one is
that's much more updated than for sure than what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm watching on a live CNN feed, so I don't know. Maybe it's just behind.
yeah, it's possible. I mean, I think different channels have different numbers for some reason. I don't know exactly how they get their numbers.
Yeah, how they calculate when to actually call the state for the candidate. Because sometimes I see there's still a lot of votes out, like a big percentage, and they go ahead and call it anyway. But I think they do it based on the direction that the votes have been coming in, basically, and they consider it off of that.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna show you another one. Okay, I do see what you're saying. Okay, that was I think USA Today. However, ABC News has the 27 154 that you were talking about. Yep.
Yeah, that's what CNN showing too. Exceptionally average. Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Less disappointment that way. I mean, that's true. That's true. We're not going to get an answer this evening anyway. I mean, even until tomorrow, I don't think we'll have a decision.
Yeah, I
I
mean
think there's going to be
earlier,
some states are going to be so close.
yeah, earlier they were showing Philadelphia was looking a little bit closer to blue, like light blue. On the other map that I was showing, let me pull it back. Sorry about the swapping of the maps. It's just like they all have different outlooks on this. Okay, so you see right here, they're showing um yeah. So some of these numbers, Pennsylvania. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. So some of the numbers are looking like it's closer to Harris for this one, for some of the swing states, as well as here we go, Michigan. Michigan was one of the ones that we're looking at.
Fern Fern Lefbon says, "What? AJ is bleached."
kind of, kind of. It's okay. Look at this. Look at this. This is not bleach right
She's
here.
still
Can you
partially
see the
green.
color?
Partially
I'm
green.
like orange, gold, uh, neon and green. It's just process. I tried to bleach it up because when I dyed my hair green originally, I had to bleach it because my natural hair is very dark and it wasn't picking up the green color. So I had to bleach it, then color it. And then when it started washing out, I was like, okay, I'm going to, you know, bleach this out because it's just not washing out properly. So I bleached it again, and yeah, it did not remove the whole thing. So, but I like that. I like that shade of green on the back. I should dye the whole thing that color. But what I'm trying to do is get it like a lighter blonde so that I can put blue on it. Because I always wanted to have it blue. I had it blue like 2 years ago and it looked really good. But now every time I put blue on it, it turns green because it was orange. So
She's gonna get there eventually. She'll get there.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a pine green. That's what I think.
Yeah, green happens to be a favorite color. Well, Green Day, so yeah, I had
So
yeah, I think I originally dyed it when when we went to the Green Day concert because I wanted to have it green for the show. So I was like, nice.
so what do we got going on tonight? I wonder if everybody's just like hanging out watching these results come in. Is everybody on edge? Is everybody ready for this
I feel like
outcome?
we should have had a guest, but we kind of did it like at the last minute earlier. We were like, let's do it. Let's just hang out so we can get distracted, but at the same time share their rage and the you know anxiety with somebody else. So
So what do you got going on? Did you have some stuff for us to talk about this evening, or we're just gonna kind of go with the
yeah,
flow?
a little bit. I wanted to show, like at least. So Joe and I were looking at all of these prayer things going around the internet, right? There were people. Just talk about it a little bit. You're the one that found the
Yeah,
prayer stuff. Was it
so
was pretty good.
it's pretty crazy. Like the last 2 days. So yesterday there was like a huge thing on social media where everybody was sharing that at 6 o'clock they were going to pray for the nation. Um, I forget the exact verse that it was. We looked it up yesterday, but I'm sure some of y'all have seen these going around Facebook. But it just it had me start thinking. So if some people were praying for Harris and then some people were praying for Trump, those that prayed for Trump, if Trump wins, are going to be like, "Oh man, God's on Trump's side. God's on my side. You know, He loves Trump." And then if Harris wins, then people are going to be like, "Oh, God loves Harris. You know, He's on Harris's side." It's just silly, that people think that praying is going to change the outcome of the election. But and then you have these people saying, "Pray for our nation to bring it back to greatness." You don't need to pray for that. You need to take action,
Yeah,
to,
like
to make change and
make
to
that change first. Yeah,
yeah, prayer is not going to change that. It's just another reason that shows why that there needs to be separation of religion from politics.
yeah, like church and state. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So Fern Lovebond says this is the most exciting series finale ever.
It is.
Right, but how does it end? It's like it reminds me of when Trump said I think it was like back in July, and he was doing one of these rallies, but it was at a church, at a Christian church, and he was like, "Christian brothers, like I beg you to pray to vote for me for this election, and if you vote for me this time, then you're never gonna have to vote again." Like he was basically saying that he's gonna be, a dictator, like the
He's the
only
last president
president,
ever, and he's
right?
gonna he's gonna change
That's
the whole system.
scary. That's scary. Yeah. Okay, let me share some of these prayers that you were talking about because I saved some of the uh,
Yeah, I sent you maybe three or four.
like little images so we could see them. Let me see if I can change the shape of this. Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. So this was yesterday. They were telling everybody to pray at 6. basically. So on Monday night, which was yesterday, November 4th, Christians from all over the country will pause at 6 p.m. in their local time zones to pray for our nation. We are simply praying that God will hear our prayers and heal our land. We need a fresh outpouring of God's Holy Spirit in our country. I am personally praying for another great awakening. So I really feel like all these all these different versions of this that I saw that are circulating on social media, most of the people that are sharing them are big time Trump supporters. So it makes me think, I think there's probably more religious people that still think that Trump is is a holy man. I
Oh
mean, which
yeah, like
they
he
think
was,
that
he's
he's,
the chosen one,
yeah, he's the chosen Messiah from God. I guess he's the next Jesus Christ, I guess maybe. So
pretty much.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
So next one, dear Lord, tomorrow. Well, that was posted yesterday, right? Our nation will make a decision that could shape our country's future forever. We pray for your divine guidance to lead us and to set the USA back on course to fulfill your will and purpose in the world. Amen. But how do they know what God's will and purpose is? Like, if you ask anybody about any part of the Bible, it's like, well, you got the wrong interpretation. Oh, you got the wrong translation. Oh, it's metaphorical. Oh, no, no, it's literal. So how can anybody tell exactly what his will and purpose is, and how do they know that this isn't exactly it, the way that he's meant it for it to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, well, I'm trying to remember the discussion we had in our family group chat yesterday that upset everybody when I was talking about this, and somebody said that, let me hold on, let me pull up the chat so I can find it. But I think they brought up free will in the terms of who's going to win, you know, who's going to be brought elected to be the president, in regards to my challenge of praying for the you know, for someone to be elected as the president is just silly. Do you remember what they exactly said? I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
see.
so hi Jason. As he says, Jason Freer says, I'm sure Harris will win, but my anxiety is high because so much is on the line.
I sure hope you're
Um,
right, Jason. I sure hope you're right.
so Jason is actually one of the leaders of the Bahacon, which is like the Blue Other atheist, humanist, and agnostics. And I think it's in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And they recently had one of the conventions. They had like St. Andrews and Fourth Vodka, the one up there.
Okay, yeah, I think I did hear about that. But
Yeah,
you're
and he
more
was
knowledgeable on
actually
that.
on. Yeah, he was on Skeptic Spin. Was that last week, I think, or the week before?
Okay, yeah, no,
The show that I
I do
was.
remember
Yeah,
catching that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, he says it's in Canada. Cool, awesome, good to have you here. We're just hanging out. Did you find what you were looking for?
I'm almost there. We have so much in the chat. So much.
Yeah, so all these prayers are pretty weird, I want to say, because there's just so many different things that they're praying for and trying to say. There was another one. Were you trying to find another one of the prayers, or what exactly were you
No,
looking for?
no, this is a good one here though. No, I was actually going to the chat, but I can't find it, so we'll move on. But yeah, this is one that I saw today, which was very interesting.
Okay, so you wanna read it?
Yeah, it says, God our Father, giver of life, we entrust the United States of America to your loving care. You are the rock of which this nation was founded. You you alone are the true source of our cherished rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Reclaim this land for your glory and dwell among your people. In Jesus' name, amen. So that's like
So there was one that for me, okay, we saw a bunch of people saying this one, right? That they were saying for everybody to pray the Chronicles 7,
that's it,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, 14, 15, right? And it says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and heal their land. Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to prayer made in this place. And there was something here to me. The message here seems to be quick, quick, hurry. Let's all
Repent.
repent because
Repent.
we're fucked up. Like let's just have God forgive us, and then He kind of like Trump for us, right? Like He'll give us Trump. So everybody's like repenting their sins and hoping to be forgiven. All of a sudden,
So that God
turn into
will
more wicked ways.
answer their prayers basically. And
Yeah, that was really ironic the way that they were going about it, because it's just like a quick hurry, hurry. What have we done? But it seems that um it's not just here that people are praying, okay? Outside of the United States, let me show you. You haven't seen these. I didn't show you this yet. So I'm gonna pull them up. So the first one was uh if I can find it. Okay. So in Israel, we all know that Israel is a pretty big topic
oh, that's
currently.
the famous picture of Trump putting the
Oh yeah, yeah it is.
at the wall praying.
So it says hundreds of Israeli Jews traveled to the ancient site of Shiloh, where the Ark of the Covenant and the Tabernacle resided for hundreds of years, to pray for former President Donald Trump's success in the upcoming U.S. election. And then you have uh, a video of like where people were praying. Could you hear the sound?
Yeah, that sounds kind of.
Good. The, okay, that was very loud. Sorry to everybody for their ritualistic uh, prayer there. So that horn that they're playing is called a shofar, and it's like a ram's horn. It means like it's kind of like a wake up call for people to repent and become better people, which goes along with the prayer for Chronicles that we were just reading. Kind of like, hurry up, let's just let's just show God that we've been good in the last 24 hours, so He'll give us whatever we're praying for in the next 24, right? Yeah, I thought that was funny that they were using that. And there was also other prayer events going on in, I think these were in India. I'm gonna put them up. Okay, I think I found it. All right, so here it goes. डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने मुखर होकर के विशेष करके अमेरिका में रह रहे हिंदुस्तानियों की रक्षा. I don't know when. I've never heard Trump talk about protecting Indian people. Have you?
I have not. No.
I haven't even heard him ever mention India or Indian people. So I don't know where exactly they're getting that message.
There's so much misinformation anyway, so it could be from anywhere. I mean, maybe he did say something like that, but that doesn't make me. I mean, he says a lot of just bullshit to
He
make
says a lot of.
anybody follow him.
You can say it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
अभी हिंदू हैं उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए उन्होंने संकल्प लिया है इसलिए हम लोग
Roadshow says, "Awake, my child. Your ears might be bleeding, but you're woke."
Yeah, with the ram horn, right? She's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, it's very interesting that all these different religions are praying for Trump's victory.
Yeah, but this video specifically was interesting because a little bit further down, they're actually praying for Harris. So here.
So actually, we started this program on 20th, uh, seeking the divine blessings of Rajashambalamma Devi for the success of Kamala Harris to be becoming as a president of United States of America. Actually, we founded the foundation in 2018, and in 2020 also we done the same job, and she went successful.
But okay, I'm gonna close this one up real quick.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you
I
think any
think
of that's going to change the outcome?
yeah, but to me it's just kind of pointless. I don't know, like what exactly do people think that prayer does? Like, when I used to believe in God, I would pray, right? And I would have faith. Like I wasn't a skeptic. I wasn't like thinking critically or analyzing it. I was just like, God, please do this, or I'll do this if you do that, right? Just kind of like
Yeah,
bargaining,
bargain back and forth.
sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
But now that I don't believe in it, and the more I analyze it with even half a brain, a few brain cells, even like you start thinking about the system. It's like very confusing, right? What do you think about like prayer?
Well, yeah. I mean, I used to when I would talk with Jesus or God, when I would pray for him to watch over my family, or I mean, it wasn't something that I thought would magically happen. I think it was more like just a comfort to think that that there was another being out there that might be able to assist with what I was wanting the outcome to be. But I never really thought that it was gonna like that he would like magically like make something happen for me. Does that make sense? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, and I think that's what keeps a lot of people in religion. It's just like the comfort of thinking, okay, somebody else is in control. Like I don't have to be, and and if something bad happens, then somebody's got my back. Like I don't have to go through it,
yeah,
just
they
by
make you think
myself.
you're not alone, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I
and
understand that aspect of prayer, but there's like a whole other set of people that use prayer for a lot more like what we're just talking about, like uh, affecting an entire country's electoral
yeah, they think that
process,
it's powerful. They
right?
think that it actually can force
Sway
change or
things. Yeah,
sway change. Yeah,
yeah, like,
yeah, yeah,
but
or bring change by
yeah.
if enough people pray for the same thing, that it will make that thing happen. That God will answer that prayer because He sees so many people asking for it,
Yeah,
which
but I
is
I think a lot of people don't truly put a lot of thought into the whole process of what they're claiming or what they're asking for. Like if you think about it, okay, if I pray that the election goes, a certain way, then that would mean that it will literally have to change a lot of people's minds, and these people will have to suddenly believe something completely different than what they already do. And what is God gonna do that? Is God gonna change their minds suddenly? How is He gonna do that? Like,
yeah,
is He gonna do that for
it
millions and millions of people? So, like,
doesn't
the
make
whole
any sense at all. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't. Like to believe that is yeah. I mean, there's so many different things that would have to happen, and this way, so many different minds, opinions based on people's like core beliefs. You can't make somebody all of a sudden like change like core like a core belief like what's an
yeah,
trying to
that's
think of an example.
yeah. I mean, that's
Well,
something
yeah,
that changes over time. It's not something that you
yeah,
just
that happens like
suddenly,
right away. Yeah, like right
yeah,
away. Yeah, like pro life or
yeah.
it's a subject that yeah you can't change sway someone's mind like instantly. It's something that they have to slowly get
Yeah, first,
information and
yeah,
change their
first
mind.
they have to learn how that works first, right? Before you can be like, okay, maybe an embryo is not a person, because a lot of the Christian argument for not accepting abortion is that an em- uh, yeah, an embryo inside a woman is a person. Like they assign that being personhood already. But if you really think about it, if you do that, then you're giving that person all the same rights as somebody who's already been born. And ultimately you're asking the person that is supporting that life to put themselves below that embryo. So it's like, how do you, yeah, like it's something that people just don't quite understand, that the pregnant woman is the one that's whose life should be above. I'm not saying that the babies don't matter, okay? I'm just saying that when you have an embryo at 4 to 6 weeks, it's just a clump of cells. It's not something that you can call a person, that you can call even a life yet, because it doesn't have a nervous system, it doesn't have a brain, it doesn't have a heart, it doesn't have a heartbeat, obviously. So you can't really call it a person yet. So we have the let me see. I was looking at the maps from, what are you looking at over there?
Me, no, I was watching to see what if they were going to predict North Carolina, but no, they didn't. It's still too close. So Fern Lovebond, they posted Modi, India. He's a friend of mine. He's great. Before him, they were replacing him every year. Very unstable. On the outside, he looks like your father. He's the nicest guy. He's a total killer. Yeah, that sounds like Trump, definitely. I can't talk like Trump, but in my mind, when I was reading it, I could hear his voice saying that.
Yeah, so up here, Fern Lovebond was saying, I swear people who think the US was founded on Christianity are fucking stupid. It was literally the exact thing I was taught as being the most foundational reason. I was taught freedom of religion. Yeah, like it is literally the First Amendment. Like, why would they put that as the First Amendment if it wasn't, meant to be secular? It was meant to be. And even in, what is it, the Pledge of Allegiance, the One Nation under God wasn't added until the 1950s, which is like
That was like updated.
not very long ago. It's not something that was from the 1800s.
Most people just want to ignore that, though. They don't like. They just want to call us a Christian nation. They don't like freedom of religion. They don't even want to hear about that.
Well, yeah, no, they only care if it is freedom of national Christian nationalism, right? If it lines up with their religion, then it's freedom of religion. If it doesn't, then it's screw you. Let's check out how these numbers are looking right now. So, what do you think is the most accurate? Should we do ABC or should we do ABC News?
Let's do Fox News.
Fox News, okay. Can you pull it up? Do you have it pulled up or not?
No, I don't, but I can look at it real quick. I'm just curious what they're showing.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because they're probably
Show
very, very upset if the numbers are in any way benefiting Harris right now.
no, they have 117 Harris to Trump 195. Let me see if I can bring it up.
So, fun love, but they said, yeah, the Red Scare period in the 50s brought us the mention of God in schools, on money, etc. And that's true. Yeah, I mean, that's why we see that right now, but it wasn't something that was there from the beginning. It wasn't created a Christian nation for sure. All right, so they got 117 now for Harris, 195 for Trump. But we still got to count California, which California
is going to be blue for sure. Yeah.
And it's always blue, that. So we got that to count on at least.
So we're really worried about North Carolina, Georgia, which Harris could still lose Georgia and it would be okay. Pennsylvania is very, very important.
That for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania. I mean, we have all the swing states: Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, Georgia. What were we looking at earlier? North Carolina was
yeah,
really really
North Carolina.
close.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna call it a few minutes ago, but they said they're still waiting.
Yeah, I
It
mean
says 55% of the votes
they
in.
had they had the hurricane recently, Hurricane Helene, so they're kind of it's kind of a mix there right now. And both of the candidates have been visiting there. They've been trying to get people's support, you know. Uh, but I have to say that yeah, North Carolina is also tricky because the Democrats have only won twice North Carolina since the 1960s. So the last one was in when Barack Obama was running. So but Trump barely beat Biden there in 2020. So it was kind of like a 1% difference. So yes, really really
All right, let's
hard
see
to
what
say at this point.
MSNBC is showing. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, Fox News. I don't watch Fox News, but I was curious what they were showing.
Yeah, let me see real quick because I think
I have a MSNBC. Let me bring this one up.
okay, yeah, that's the one I was gonna
Yeah.
try to bring up too because
So MSNBC, there's some states they haven't called because they only have Harris at 62.
hmm, interesting. So less than Fox News. That's
Yeah,
weird for
yeah.
sure.
Fox has called a
Yeah.
lot of states already, and
And Lombard said, "How can eat alcohol?" Yeah,
man,
yeah, man. Some gummies or something, you know.
I may or may not be drinking something.
Oh, okay. Oh, guys, I have a funny story. Like a couple of nights ago, our family member come over, and Joey and this family member were drinking some CBD and what was like Delta 9 or something drinks. And Joey was like, taste this. It tastes really good or something. So I was like, oh, all right.
It did taste good though. But
It was just a bottle like this small, okay, like water. So I took a little sip, and I was like, oh yeah, it tastes good, fruity. Like about 30 minutes go by, and we're getting ready to do a live show, and I was like, I can't think. We had to cancel it because I just couldn't think, guys.
and
I
our
was just
our
yeah.
guest that was going to be on the show, he was obliterated. He couldn't even get off the couch.
He went and took a nap, like a rest
He
of the
said
night nap.
he was down for the count.
Yeah, that was funny.
So I know we had promised. I think we were gonna do a show on Saturday, but that's why it didn't happen.
Jason Fear says, AJ, happy 1 day late birthday to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I actually had a a gift. I don't know, maybe it came from the heavens, you know. So first let me share here. Okay, I found it. So this is what I got from Joy. He knows me very well. I love Green Day, so he got me this Green Day shirt and of course some dark chocolate. But anyway, so he left for work, and later on in the day there was a package delivery, and I go out the door, and I'm like, holy shit, what the heck is this? Like, and it was definitely a gift from Jesus. Here we go, guys. What do you guys think the gods were trying to tell me with this gift? I This is like right in our front yard. The entire tree fell down.
Well, that tree was
It
damaged
wasn't.
already. So the tree was
Yeah.
it was like half a tree because we had a hurricane that came through like a couple months ago, and half the tree was destroyed, and half of it was still like hanging on for dear life, and just kind of like left it there. But yeah,
It was a little windy, but barely. Like it was supposed to storm later on, but in the morning it wasn't even that bad. It was just like a little bit of wind. We watched the security cameras, and it was like, oh yeah. But anyways, I was thinking, Jesus, he was a carpenter, right? Wasn't Jesus a carpenter?
He was. He was. Was he trying to get some
So
wood to
he
build
was
something?
like, he was like, girl, happy birthday. I got you some oak wood. Now build me a fucking ark, bitch. I
Actually,
don't know. He was
I
like,
wish it was oak. Actually, it's not oak. I wish it was because
what is
I
it?
would. It's like pine ash, which is like you can't really
Okay.
you can't cook with it. Otherwise, I
Well,
would chop it up and use it for my smoker. But yeah,
God is pretty picky about the material for his.
yeah. I don't know if God
Um,
would approve that to be used for a tabernacle. We have to
yeah, I
ask
think he
Moses.
likes acacia wood, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so this is probably meant to be for like a bonfire. Maybe he wanted me to have a party.
Hey, we could do that.
Yeah, we could do a bonfire with it.
So exceptionally average said it looks like old damage, which yeah, oops, alleged son of a carpenter.
Oh,
Yeah,
son of a
son of a
carpenter.
carpenter. But yeah, it was mostly old damage. Like I said, that tree was pretty much dead. Um, it was hanging on for dear life, so it's actually good that it fell. I'm just glad it didn't land on our house. So hey, God was looking out for us, I guess, because otherwise the insurance company would have said, "Hey, that's what do they call it? They use the word God, act of God, right, or something of that sort."
What
I
was it?
forget. Insurance companies like whenever
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
an
Yeah, the act of God.
act of God.
Yeah, so they don't usually cover that type of stuff because, God.
Especially because the tree was pretty messed up because the hurricane anyway. But it's all good. One less tree in
Yeah, I
our yard.
mean, it
But
started it started falling a couple years ago, right? Like first there was one big branch and then it was another big branch. And then we had a company come and chop it and fix it and they were like, "Oh, no, it looks good now." Even though it was like half like this. Yeah. So, but at least I'm glad it didn't fall on the roof. That's a good thing. It just barely like touched the edge of the roof and knocked out uh, a few
I
of the
wonder
shingles, but that's about it.
I wonder if we have anybody on the live tonight that's in Texas. If anybody is interested in the Ted Cruz Senate seat
Oh, let's check it out.
against Aldred. Yeah, let me see where we're at right now. It was pretty close when I checked it earlier.
Yeah. So Fernando Brown says, I feel like insurance companies denying coverage for act of God should be required to prove the existence of said God in a court of law beyond reasonable doubt. I agree. We were so mad um, when they wouldn't cover that because it was like some companies wanted to charge us like $1,500 for cutting up that big chunk of tree that fell down, and they were like, "Well, it's on you because God." Yeah. So eventually, we chopped it up ourselves with the help of some neighbors, and then we ended up paying like a kid in the neighborhood to come with a chainsaw and finish up the big chunks.
So it looks like Ted Cruz is in the lead now, actually. So I
It's
wish
the
that he would get kicked out. I hate
yeah.
Ted Cruz with a
Ugh,
vengeance. Um,
it's just the
Beto
worst.
was so close to kicking him out. I don't know how Beto wasn't able to beat him.
I don't understand that. He was so good. I love Beto. Beto was
Hey,
great.
Fern, I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but you know.
We don't wish harm upon anyone, but we also don't disagree.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, Ted Cruz is just horrible, horrible. He's like, I don't know, probably one of the worst.
So it looks like they already gave Texas to Trump. Well, at least our local news station declared him the winner.
Was
But yeah, they give Texas to Trump, which I mean I knew that was going to happen, but I mean
oh
it's interesting how Texas is slowly gaining some ground on the blue portion.
I would like to see at the end when they count every single vote from Texas, like how what the difference was, because in 2020 there was like speculation that Texas was becoming a swing state for the first time since like 1976. And but then in the end there was a margin between the Republicans and the Democrats that came to 5.5%, and they say that the number had been progressively getting smaller and smaller by about 5% every election for the past at least three elections. So I don't know. Who knows? I was hoping that this will be the year, but I mean, I would say until they count all the votes, I'm gonna keep my
Exceptionally
hopes
average
up.
said Beto threatened to confiscate AR-15s. I think he threatened that when he was running as the presidential candidate. I don't remember him saying that when he was running as trying to run as a senator. But I might be wrong.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
do
I
know
don't actually
he
recall
said
that.
something and it became very, that was like the headline, and it was over for him after that. Especially with Texas. Texas is a big, it's a big gun state. Like AR-15s, do you really need one? But should you be able to own one if you want to? Yeah. I mean, I don't. And should they be confiscated? Probably not.
Mm. Okay, so so the question: have you kids seen Steve Hofstadter's video about Ted Cruz? Have you? I'm trying to
I
pull
have
it up over
not.
here.
No, I have not. I'm interested though. Let's watch it.
All right, I think I can probably pull it up.
Yeah, let me take my screen down.
All right, let's see. I got it on. I haven't watched it, so I'm just gonna see.
Oh, did
We
they call
will.
Pennsylvania? Hold on, let me see. Oh no, not yet.
Okay. All right. So here's the video.
But it's not for the reason that you think. Here's why. First, the backstory that makes Bernie Madoff look like an honest man. Ted
Okay. Fern, is this the video you were talking about? Okay, good. Yeah, it is. All right, we'll keep playing it then.
Cruz was valedictorian of his high school, graduated cum laude from Princeton, and magna cum laude from Harvard. Weird. I thought the only way for Ted Cruz to cum laude was while watching incest porn.
Oh my goodness.
That's so bad. Oh god. Thanks to pornography, Ted Cruz begins trending on Twitter.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Ted Cruz, unlike GED terrorist Lauren Boebert or racist dropout Steve King, is not stupid or uneducated. He's just an asshole. Before Ted Cruz ran for Senate, he was a lawyer, where he supported the NRA, helped impeach Bill Clinton, and represented future Speaker of the House John Boehner. Cruz also got an early start in voter suppression, defending gerrymandering and representing the Florida recount. If there was a political story that made you feel kind of icky, Ted Cruz was part of it. Cruz also showed his utter lack of moral compass early. Under Texas's awful three strikes law, a man was sentenced to 16 and a half years in prison for stealing a calculator from Walmart. After 7 years of the sentence, it was discovered that it was actually the guy's second strike, not third. Even knowing that, Ted Cruz declined to vacate the sentence
And for a calculator, like what I have such a hard time understanding some of the punishments that are out there. Like they truly don't fit the crime. Even if it's like, third strike, whatever, theft, like aren't they gonna look at the circumstances of the case? It's just like, oh, you stole,
Yeah.
and the Bible says do not steal, so you're going to jail.
But then even seeing that they were wrong and it was only a second strike, I mean, and then not wanting to refute the sentence, I mean, that's crazy.
But it's true that some people just don't know how to accept that they're wrong, even if they're given proof that they're wrong, they just can't accept it.
Hey, here in Texas, like we're here in Houston for like week after week, they would set up and play music in front of Ted Cruz's house, or like mariachi bands. They would have like little raves in front of his house, and it drove him crazy.
So exceptionally average says I was banned from Twitter because I kept trolling him, and then he said I would. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, my fault.
It was one of my proudest moments. Sorry. Uh, Fun fact: my mom was once banned from Twitter for trolling Trump. My granny aged mom.
She got banned on what? What did you say?
Was that
What did she get banned on?
on Twitter when it
On
was
Twitter.
Twitter?
Oh,
Back when
okay.
it was Twitter,
Yeah.
she got back on. It was like a just for a little bit, like a temporary ban, you know.
Elon let her back on, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Now she's still on it. She just gets on it just to like watch. Watch. She doesn't really post much. Anyways, Foreign Loved One says in Texas and Florida, the laws treated by the courts like mere suggestions. Facts. All right, let's finish this video.
Said justice is being done because Ted Cruz is an asshole. And then something even worse happened. When ruining the life of one Texan at a time wasn't enough for him, Ted Cruz ran for Senate as a Tea Party candidate. Remember the Tea Party? Those hypocrites that wanted to get rid of government intervention except when it came to the freedoms that they disagreed with. So what did the guy who was possibly the Zodiac Killer do once elected? Cruz led the 2013 government shutdown, filibustering for 21 hours straight, even reading children's books. Which does make sense because those are written at the reading level of many of his voters. The effects of the Cruz shutdown were devastating. It cost America $2 billion in productivity, 120,000 jobs, and workers were furloughed a combined 6.6 million days. After it was an abysmal failure, Cruz denied any involvement in the shutdown that he led, because of course he did. But wait, it gets worse. Cruz is generally a no-show in the Senate. He missed 66% of Public Armed Services Committee hearings, 67% of Judiciary Committee hearings, and 88% of Commerce Committee hearings. The only way to get Ted Cruz to show up for anything is to tell him that he has a chance at profiting off of harming poor people, or that there's a half-naked stepmother in the next room.
Again, that's funny.
But we'll get to that later. Ted Cruz harms poor people for the benefit of rich people constantly. He sponsored a bill that would expand oil drilling offshore and onshore and even on reservations, pretty much everywhere there's oil except for his dumb hair. The bill would have also gutted the EPA's
Just put a drill on his head. Drill, baby, drill.
ability to regulate greenhouse gases, which was probably a favor to his friend Tootie Giuliani.
Tootie.
Tootie Giuliani. Oh, man.
Cruz has repeatedly forgotten to disclose financial relationships, including about $1 million he got from Citibank and Goldman Sachs, the company his wife worked for. Cruz also sponsored a bill to eliminate limits on campaign contributions. Being self-serving is the one thing that Ted Cruz has been consistent on. Even his inconsistence is born out of being consistently self-serving. When Ted Cruz started his presidential run that eventually led to losing to a reality TV star, he was cited as running on a platform of constitutional originalism by analyst Jeffrey Toobin. Jeffrey Toobin. How do I know that name?
Oh, okay. You know who that was?
I've recognized his face, but I didn't remember that happening.
Yes, I see his. I recognize his face too, but I didn't remember about that. Interesting.
Quick side note, constitutional originalism was actually a movement predominantly used by segregationalists to combat the civil rights movement, because of course it was. But even if you are one of the dummies that does agree with originalism, Ted Cruz is only an originalist when he has something to gain from it. But wait, it gets worse. Cruz was opposed to appointing a Supreme Court justice in the last year of her presidency, until he wasn't. Cruz was all for the ability to impeach a president, until he wasn't. Cruz was vehemently opposed to Donald Trump, until he wasn't. Cruz was against federal aid for disaster relief, until he wasn't. Cruz was opposed to a president taking...
Cruz reminds me a little bit of J.D. Vance. They're kind of like easily manipulated, and Trump just gets them to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Cruz is. I don't know. Cruz
Yeah, I don't think JD Vance is as bad as Cruz.
No, I mean,
Yet.
Cruz is pretty horrible. He's so corrupted in terms of he's all about getting money in his pocket. He loves lobbyists. I mean, that's his whole fiat. He loves lobbyist money.
Yeah, I guess that is the way that they manipulate him,
And if
right?
he can get people to donate to him, he'll change his view quick.
Fern says Vance is just a younger version of Texas and Florida's lease.
he's
that
he's
that is
he's the
very
love child
accurate.
of Texas and Florida.
Yeah, those are like the worst states. Like, would that be
I
the
just had a
best
brain fart.
worst?
What's the governor's name of Florida? I can't remember his name.
DeSantis? Is
Yeah,
that
DeSantis. So is Vance like the love child of Abbott and DeSantis?
right? Uh,
military action in Syria until he wasn't, and then until he was again. And despite Ted Cruz's voting record and senior thesis supporting the distinction between states' rights and federal, he found a way around that also. As a Texas senator, he led the movement to try to overturn Pennsylvania's electoral votes, because states' rights only matter to Ted Cruz when he thinks those states are right. His hypocrisy is more vulgar than his browser history. Ted Cruz will do anything if he stands to gain from it, even sell out his own family. After he lost to Trump in the 2016 primary and refused to endorse him at the Republican National Convention, Cruz said the following: "I am not in the habit of supporting people who attack my wife and my father." Cruz was clearly angry and waited a long time before finally endorsing Trump. That long time was 62 days. Just 62 days.
I guess that is what his family is worth.
He had
to
the
him.
weight. He was hoping people would forget, that he ever
That's true,
said
that's
bad things
true.
about Trump, which most people have pretty short attention spans when it comes to politics. So
Yeah.
That's not even as long as the 3 times the Republicans selfishly shut down the government. Cruz again threw his family under the gas-guzzling bus this year. Texas got a once-in-a-generation winter storm that also happened 10 years ago and will happen again soon. The climate change-denying Ted Cruz went to Cancun, abandoning his constituents and even his family dog. Seriously. He skipped town and left his dog behind in a blizzard. And then, when people were upset about it, Cruz blamed his 10 and 12-year-old daughters. That's how you know that dogs are capable of unconditional love, because one can tolerate Ted Cruz. Even noted GOP asshole John Boehner, who Cruz once represented, called him Lucifer in the flesh, which is totally unfair. That assumes whatever human suit Ted Cruz is wearing is actual flesh. Is there a limit to Ted Cruz's hypocrisy? No. Cruz takes such a hardline stance against immigration that he was the one senator opposed to a motion to discuss what to do about children of immigrants. Ted Cruz was born to a Cuban-Canadian immigrant father in Calgary. When it comes to morality, Cruz's originalism also extends back to the Bible. He's opposed to both same-sex marriage and even civil unions. He said that marriage is between one man and one woman. But of course, if that woman were to remarry, then want to have sex with her stepson, who are we to judge?
here we go.
He gives putting up that headline and being like, we'll come back to that later. We'll see if it's coming
It's
back.
pretty juicy though, if you remember what happened.
Yeah.
That.
All these incest porn jokes are referring to the time that Ted Cruz's Twitter account liked a pornographic tweet. Cruz said it wasn't him and blamed a staff member for doing it, because of course he did. And let me be clear, I'm not kink shaming, because unlike some of the porn that Ted Cruz watches, I am not a gaping asshole. I stay out of consenting adults' personal lives, but Ted Cruz doesn't. This is the same walking mullet that once defended a ban on sex toys. Despite running as a Tea Party candidate and advocating for hands-off policies on the environment, gun rights, campaign finance, and everything that benefits him, Cruz is for government intervention when it comes to anything
Hands off. I guess he doesn't use his hands for that.
about your sex life, from contraception to healthcare to who people are attracted to. But why? Because this Puritan pearl-clutching act of his drives voters, and voters drive power, and power drives money. And while we're discussing laying pipe, let's talk about how Ted Cruz was against foreign pipelines, but all for allowing oil.
Wait, I see a comment from Fern. He says, Fern says, one man and however many women he can afford. That is so accurate, and that's biblical. Yeah.
And hands off because he expects the prostitutes to do all the work.
Right. I was thinking like, yeah, he doesn't have to do any of it.
So there was like the whole conspiracy that was going around for a while where they were saying that Ted Cruz and what's her name, Lauren Boebert, that he actually had some type of affair with her, and that's how she got started. And she denied it, but it was, I don't know. I think there was probably something to it. They were pretty close
Yeah.
for a while.
Exceptionally average says, I bet Cruz's porn collection will gag him back out. Yeah, it's got to be pretty interesting. I don't know if interesting is the right word.
I don't think you would say interesting.
Oil, coal, and gas to operate anywhere they can in the States. So much so that the League of Conservation Voters gave him a national environmental score of just 3%. 3%! What is this? The amount of times that Ted Cruz shows up for a committee meeting? Why would someone who allegedly believes in small government be so interested in government helping oil, coal, and gas companies? Could it be that they have given him over $2.5 million in campaign contributions? I tell you, I'm completely stumped. Every last one of Cruz's votes follows the same pattern. What will make him the most amount of money? That is why Ted Cruz might be the worst person in government. Cruz's horrible positions are born from being a cold, calculated man who doesn't care who he harms, even his own daughters, as long as it helps himself. Still don't believe me? During Georgia's special election, when the GOP Senate majority hung in the balance, Ted Cruz went on a fundraising tour to help himself. Despite using the names of David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler in his ads, he kept the money because that is what Ted Cruz does, because that is who Ted Cruz is. But what do I know? I should stick to comedy. Thanks for watching. For more videos, follow me and Gaff About This.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before. I'm definitely gonna check out some more of his stuff.
Yeah, I'd never heard his name before either, but that was a very accurate description of Ted Cruz.
Well, it's good to know that Ted Cruz is hated in more places than just Texas.
That's true. All right, let me see what the numbers are looking like. Okay, so these two are looking about the same. I'm gonna pull up. All right, I'm gonna pull up the map for the current. Okay, so it looks like they're saying, yeah, Trump's still about half the votes ahead, but still California left to be counted. Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania still. Yeah, which swing states do we still have? So
it's light blue, which means
Arizona.
it's leaning.
It's leaning towards the Democrats. Yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse my bland self over here. I'm looking at numbers.
But yeah, so they have Trump ahead in Georgia by a
so
little bit,
close.
ahead in North Carolina and Wisconsin.
Yeah. So in Georgia says 52% for Trump. So, and then North Carolina 51% for Trump. Virginia, Michigan is still bluish. But I heard, is this true? I heard that was it Fern that said it, that no candidate has won the elections, the presidential election without Pennsylvania in the past? Have you heard about that?
I believe that is I believe that is true. I have to look it up though. I think I have heard that though.
So let's hope that it goes for blue. Okay, Fern said it wasn't them. So Fern says Harris 99, Trump 188, according to NPR. The thing I have to remember is that huge swaths of the U.S. are red, but low electoral counts. Yeah, that's a really good point, because there's a couple of even including some of the swing states. Let me think. I know there's one that has like six votes. Which one is it? I know North Carolina has more than that. Oh, Nevada, right? I think Nevada is one of the small.
It is a swing state, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they count. They still count. Even with it being a swing state, then if it turns blue, yeah. And Michigan is one of the ones that they're watching, and it's 15 votes. So, but they went to Trump in 2016 after three after 30 years of consistently supporting Democrats for president. So, Trump flipped it in 2016, but then Biden got it back in 2020. So, Michigan, being that there was only one election in the last several, at least what, 8 or so or 10, uh, that they always went for Democrats. So I'm pretty hopeful about Michigan right now.
Yeah, so this is on NPR's website. Thanks for that, Fern. I hadn't checked out their site. So they have Harris 99, Trump 198.
Yeah. Did they call Arizona yet? Let's see.
No, it's not called yet.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really have any much information on it.
Yeah, Jason, I agree. Most of the red states that have been given to Trump so far, I mean, they were pretty much expected. So I'm
Yeah,
not
none of those.
too concerned yet. I'm not too concerned. It's when we start getting into these swing states. I mean,
Fern says
sadly,
the
go ahead.
inmate lives in Arizona, so that's unfortunate.
I mean, sadly, these smaller swing states, it all comes down to them.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's going to be so close no matter what states. But I will say probably Michigan, Pennsylvania are going to be the ones that really call it. I heard that they were questioning Iowa. What's the numbers in Iowa right now?
Let me look.
I'm seeing 50%, and it's
Yeah, they
light
got
blue.
Harris at
So
49, Trump at 49.1, Harris at 49.6, 30% in. She's in the lead right now. Yeah.
That's good.
My wife just turned off the TV. She's getting kind of anxious. Yeah, I think that's probably a lot of people right now. I mean, after we start getting past 9 o'clock, it's gonna start getting pretty dicey.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a hard time going to
like,
sleep on election night.
yeah, if we don't get the results tonight, which I'm pretty sure we probably more than likely won't, then yeah, it's gonna be a very, very tumultuous night. You know what? One problem is that I noticed. Well, I was actually looking at the numbers for early voting, right? Not for the in-person current voting. It was like mail-in and early in-person vote, and it was about 80 million uh, votes counted, and there were so many states where people voted for others and not for the main Democrat or Republican, and it was a little concerning. Like, let's see, I'm looking at the. Hold on, let me check the numbers here. So, for example, Montana, it says Republicans 47%, Democrats 19%, and others 34%. That's a lot. Like, and then they basically gave it to the Republicans by not voting for Democrats, because if you had added 34 plus 19, then they would have beat the Republicans, and that was the case for so many other states. Let's see. Ohio, Republican 50%, and then Democrats 40, other 10%. They could have had it half and half if everybody that voted for other had voted for Democrats. Like, it's so aggravating and frustrating when people vote for third party, and that because they're like, well, I don't like the two options that we have, so I'm gonna vote for the third one because I don't want to support
Either of them,
Harris
basically.
or Trump. But
But then they're gonna have to
Yes.
live under one of their rulings anyway, because like their third party candidate's not gonna win. I mean, the system is just too.
Is one a wasted vote? Two
Yeah.
is a harmful vote because it leads to the usually the worst person winning. In some cases, yeah, it doesn't, but like some of them end up being Democratic states, but the majority seem to be Republican states where people are like, well, I don't want to. Let's see, who was it? Exceptionally the average says Stein has to follow Putin's orders. Do you know anything about Stein? Too much about it or not?
No. No.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. And Fern says, I swear Stein is fucking things up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, it's just a waste because that is a vote that could have gone to Harris. And if you balance it out eventually with the high amount of people that voted for other, it's just so frustrating.
So she ran as independent, or did she run as libertarian or something? I'm just curious.
Let's see.
When I voted today, I didn't remember seeing her name on the Texas ballot.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, interesting. Fern says it's a Green Party
Okay.
and says Tank's campaign explicitly admitted that her whole intention was to spoil Harris, just like she did against Hillary in 2016. Wow, that is just disgraceful. And yeah, she's not on many ballots. But yeah, it seems that even on states where she may not be on, let me see what is Texas. 1 second, I'm looking for it. Tennessee. Okay, found it. Okay, so Texas says Republican 50%, Democrats 37%, and others 13%. But I'm thinking there were probably like independent or libertarians that were on Texas ballots. Did you see anybody else on it?
Yeah,
Or
exceptionally average. I guess I just overlooked that then because I really didn't remember seeing her on the ballot. I remember seeing. I guess I was just too focused on checking Harris and not wanting to look at Trump's name on there.
just the one I like. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just horrifying to even just see it there. Like, what is going on? I was watching a video where they were showing like all these different past candidates uh, for presidential candidates, right? And the majority had about 8 years or so of past experience in as elected officials, whether it be Senate or whatever other position they had held. And they showed Trump obviously has zero. He had like no experience before he ran for his first uh, presidency. And Harris scored as one of the highest number of years of experience. Why am I so big?
My fault. My
There you
fault.
go. I was like, whew. Anyway, so Harris had one of the highest number of years of experience in elected office than pretty much almost any other past presidential candidate that had run for the first time like that. So,
Well,
but
it
so
would be nice to have a female president. I mean, I
but
hope to see that in my lifetime.
I
I
hope
hope
so.
tonight's the night. I really do.
But you know what it is? I think there are so many Christians in the country, and everybody just goes by this biblical sort of ideal of what and who should be the head of of the household. Right? Like men should be the head of the household. So a lot of men see a woman being a leader as a threat to the entirety of society, not just to their own ego or male male ego. So they can't, even if they are supportive of women, they can't imagine a woman being at the top, so they will not vote for a woman simply because of that. Even if she does have more experience, even if she lines up with their beliefs, it's like they just can't bring themselves to do it. And unfortunately, the rest are just bigots and, very, very male, uh, toxic male types, like the ones that truly support Trump, right? So, not to mention that it's generally white people that are in those in out of those red states that we're looking at. Like the
So
vast majority are very white led.
Fern commented, "I was hopeful with Hillary Clinton, but she was only my pick because Trump was such a horrific ideal. And women need to have more positions of influence in our nation. U.S. democracy is old and malformed." Yeah, there's so many things that could
Yes.
be updated in our democracy
Yeah,
for sure.
even the electoral college itself, the electoral college is just such an outdated idea, and um, like a lot of people can't imagine how we could survive without it. But I think that there are more than likely a lot of better systems than having this electoral college outdated. I don't know what year it was adopted, but yeah, it's something that we definitely need to revamp.
That's interesting, Fern. Um, the electoral college was kind of meant to sidestep the black vote.
I believe that completely. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, gerrymandering is something that's still very prevalent even today. I was looking at a map of how they redrew the lines for our district, and it before it used to be like towards one side towards Austin. We live near Houston, right? And it was like all towards Austin. But then now they redrew it, and we're nowhere near Austin. It's just they just went up, like whoop. So it like completely changed the map. And I was reading that, well, I guess it was because of the changes in the numbers of the
It goes off the
population.
census. Yeah, they it's supposed to be based off the census, from what
Yeah.
I understand.
So actually, in 2024, Texas gained two electoral votes. So it went from 38 to 40. So this year we have 40 votes, unfortunately. Exceptionally average says a large number of US men are too insecure to vote for a woman. Yeah, exactly. It's like this insecurity of like, well, if a woman is leader, is in a public office, in a public position, that means that my woman that lives in my house may dare try to be, you know, more than me, or make more than me, or tell me what to do, and
Well,
that
I've
she
heard I've heard a
can't have
man
that.
I've heard a man say that a woman shouldn't hold the president, the hold the status of being the president because they're too emotional and they can't make
Rational decisions.
rational decisions, yeah, without involving emotion,
I
which is just
remember
bullshit.
that.
That's just bullshit. I think you know who said that.
Yeah, I do. We shall not name names, but I
Yeah,
remember.
they might be listening and they know who they are.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, this person actually says that they're supporting Harris, which I
Yeah, I
seriously
was.
kind of question whether it's true or not. If it is, that's great. Maybe people do change. But this same person said a few years ago that women should not.
That sometimes they like to screw with my head. So,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at a map from USA Today, and it shows Arizona turning slightly light blue at 50% for Harris, and also New Mexico at 51% for Harris. But I don't know what the percentage is of the count. Is it
For which state are you looking
47%?
at?
Sorry.
What state?
Okay, guys, I'm blind as heck. I have two pairs of glasses. I'm trying to read, and just, yeah, sorry.
What state were you looking at? I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, it's 50% Arizona, and then 51% on New Mexico, both for Harris. So that's a good
Yeah,
thing, I guess.
NPR showing Harris at 50%.
Oh
Trump
no,
49.2.
Pennsylvania. They got Pennsylvania as light red now.
Yeah, Trump's at 50.7, Harris at 48.4.
That's not good. That is not good news.
Let's see.
But
Only
it's
only half of
only,
the counts in though.
yeah,
So
only 50%. So hopefully we still have some hope.
I can't see what counties are still left. I mean, it's probably some key counties that might bring in big numbers for the Dems.
Fern says to wear both at once. Let's see if that works. Let's try it out.
Fern's here in your
I'll put one
your
on the top and one on the bottom, and then be like swapping, like whenever I gotta look at one thing and another. So one of them has like a huge. You can see my eyes. Can you see that? And the other one is like, who knows?
So Fern said, I heard that beep before and I thought it was something here in my room. I think your glucose sensor was beeping. I've heard it a couple of times too.
Yeah, sorry about that. I turned it off, so it'll stop beeping.
Homemade bifocals.
Yeah, it's actually my insulin. Yeah, my blood sugar was a little bit high because we ate pizza. We stress ate. I ate pizza and chocolate, and I have diabetes, and I'm a terrible person.
What's up,
So
Ash?
Ash,
Ash
hello
says
Ash.
Colorado just won in Harris's favor. Yeah, I saw that. So that's 10 points for Harris.
That's great. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna put up the map that I had earlier again. Okay, here we go. All right, let's check it. Okay, yeah, there it is. Colorado is being called for Harris. What else? Illinois. I mean, all of these northern states, we already expected that. So they're always blue, pretty much. And then all of these is always been red. Unfortunately,
Right.
Texas.
What the fuck?
Again.
Michigan. I like that. Let's see.
Yeah,
Get
Michigan
on
is
it.
still up there. In Pennsylvania. And then what other state did we mention earlier? I know we were talking about.
Well, Georgia and North Carolina. Those are both.
Yeah,
North Carolina's down.
I think so. Oh no, sorry, I was looking at the
Oh, I
if
was
they
like,
had
hold on.
any.
Let's take a geography lesson.
You're funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan should
Well,
be.
South has already been called, so
Yeah, the Bible Belt is always solid red.
yeah.
The
Man,
Bible
it's so
Belt.
close. I'm so nervous about these two, North Carolina and Pennsylvania. I mean, I keep watching Michigan, but I'm hopeful for Michigan just because of the past history, you know. Uh, like,
Well, dang it. So there's 67% of the votes are in Texas, and Ted Cruz is 53.62% to 44.41 for Colin. So it looks like Cruz is gonna unfortunately keep his seat.
oh man, really?
Yeah, they didn't call it yet, but I'm
Uh,
not sure what counties are still outstanding.
man.
But I would assume that probably includes Harris already. Let's see if I can.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a big bummer. Minnesota is sad for me. What's going on in Minnesota?
So, for instance, oh, the Bible Belt will be solid red. Yeah, always. All of these up here, Oklahoma, Tennessee. We all know those are uh, also known as the slavery belt or the
The
incest
incest belt.
belt.
Uh,
Yeah,
sadly.
Minnesota is sad for you. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of states that are disappointing. Cruz should keep his seat so we can see him naked over the coals when they expel
No,
him.
no, not naked, not
Oh,
naked.
rake.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Should I put my glasses on? I
So,
was
I
like,
don't know. I don't want to see Ted Cruz
I was,
naked over the coals. I mean,
yeah, I was wondering why Fern wanted to see Ted Cruz naked.
if they're
I mean,
burning him at stake over coals naked, then I guess we could let that be.
I'm not
Uh,
one to question people's taste. That's funny. Yeah.
did you did you have any other videos for it? Jason Beer says my eyes, my eyes. Yeah, that's something we do not want to imagine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else did you have going on tonight? Did you have any other videos you wanted to watch to look over to try to distract us for a little bit?
Yeah, I was trying to see the something that Fern just sent me. Let me see if I can share it. Okay.
Try to ease a little bit of this anxiety as we wait for some of these
Yeah.
states that could tilt the
All
numbers to come in.
this tension. Okay, let's see if I can share the screen. I don't know if it's gonna let me because it's on my Discord. Well, it's not. Okay, yeah. Okay, are you able to see that?
Yeah, the Bible Belt hate
Okay.
groups. Yeah, it's always about religion.
Oh yeah, like the dark purple, probably like the most religious. I'm surprised Texas wasn't on there. Yeah. Number of child sex abuse cases per 10,000 per 100,000 children. Uh, that is a lot. Lynching. Oh wow, the South is on fire.
That's wild right there.
That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, I've never seen that before. That is awful. Well, yeah, slavery. That's typical. Yeah, you know what that says right there? It's not about party. It's about religion, and I couldn't agree with that more. Like I was saying earlier, you know, when people vote for a woman president, it's like it's not about what party they're for. It's about what religion they are. Like it doesn't matter what party they are. They're gonna vote with their religion backing up their beliefs. And that's one of these things that we have this discussion with some of our family members, and I'm always like, well, keep your religion at home. Yeah, but it's so hard for people to separate that. It's so hard for people to separate what they believe in and where they take it. And if you think about it, it's the same thing for politicians themselves. Like the people that we elect, if they are of a specific religion, they are going to take all of those stances on all of those issues into their office and make all of these decisions that affect millions of people based on that one book. That's, the Bible. And generally speaking, you know, I'm not really sure how many people of other religions there are in government positions. I'm sure there are a few like Hindus and maybe some Muslim, like a couple, a handful probably, but
Not
the
very many though.
majority,
Yeah, not very many.
yeah, it's just kind of like atheists. Like non-believers is like what 1% or something like that. So the majority are Christian, and it's not because we are a Christian nation. It's because just Americans simply believe more in Christianity than any other religion. So it's like,
which is something that it's going to take forever to get out of that. I mean, it's we're dug in so deep with Christianity. It's like I don't think that, well, at least in my lifetime, they'll ever see a difference in that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to see why this is.
Yeah, exceptionally average. Unfortunately, it does look like that piece of shit Cruz is reelected. I was kind of hopeful because Harris was here in Houston like 2 weeks ago, and she held a rally for Aldred, and I mean it was a huge turnout. So I mean I know it's the urban populations are voting Democrat. It's these this is Texas is so huge, and we have so many rural little towns, and those towns are so backwards. I mean, it's just like
I mean, there was just so much hope here in our local, uh, like all of these secular groups in Houston, um, that had been trying to so hard to push Cruz away and support the candidate, the Democratic candidate. So it's like really unfortunate that all that work uh, didn't work, right? Because and simply because Cruz just probably has so much money and so much of that support that he's been funding. It's just okay. I'm looking. Fern was suggesting some videos uh, by Steve Hofstetter. Sorry, pronunciation. And they were saying we could watch some of those. Like there's some political stuff. Let's see. Cruz. And any more numbers coming in? Do we
yeah.
have?
Let me bring the map back up just for a second, so we can go over that.
Yeah, put up the map while I look up something.
So we still got Pennsylvania. Trump took the lead in that, 51-48.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Trump took the lead, 52.5 to 46.4. He took the lead. Well, he's had the lead in Georgia. It looks like it opened up a little bit more, and 88% in. So he's probably going to take Georgia. North Carolina, man, it's close. 75% of the count in. Pennsylvania is still only 55% in.
What is it showing? Oh no, it's red. No, never mind. I thought it was showing
up to
bluish.
Michigan. Harris is still in the lead of Michigan. Trump took the lead.
Wow.
Let's see, Arizona. Trump took the lead in Arizona, 49.7 to 49.5.
Okay, there's one of the top 15 political stand-up reels. Let's see. Why were Republicans mad about the Olympics? I'm trying to see some of these political. Trump conspiracy. Uncovering the Trump conspiracy. Interesting. I don't know if I heard any conspiracies about Trump.
Sorry, I was looking through other
What's
feeds.
that?
I was looking at other feeds to see what other news outlets are calling. Let's see what's going on.
All right, let's check out. All right, I'm gonna put one up. Shoot. Okay, I found it.
Yeah, once again, if you're just now joining us, we're just kind of hanging out this evening for the election as these numbers slowly trickle in. Um, appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We're just kind of being hopeful and trying to be less anxious to the outcome
Yeah,
of this evening's election. I'm sure that we're not the only ones that are on edge this evening as we all wait to see what happens. So once again, every now and then we're talking about where the numbers are at, and then we're just kind of watching some videos and hanging out.
yeah, kind of discussing like the different things that come up. So let's see. Exceptionally, average said that less than a third of Texas population lives in the large cities, and that's a problem because what I was seeing, I was looking at like the numbers of like the difference between large cities and rural areas. And you can see that all of the large cities in Texas are pretty much blue, like Austin, Houston, they're very blue. And then you look at all these rural areas and they're just red. And Texas is such a big state that it has a lot of rural areas. And I think not not to be rude or mean or anything, but you see that in rural areas there is a lower level of education and people don't even understand the voting system. They don't understand the issues past what directly affects them, or past what their church leaders say. And a lot of these rural areas are very, very religious as well. So that's where you find like the more Christian nationalist type of people that are going to end up voting for Trump. Let's see. Fern says a huge number of politicians report themselves as unspecified Protestants. Yeah, I would say Protestant is one of the more, I don't know if I would say extreme, but it's kind of like a step down from the evangelists, right? Which are definitely the more extreme version of Christianity. A few lapsed Catholic. Yeah, Catholic is definitely up there with evangelist, and right below Christian nationalist on the religious scale.
On the religious scale.
Yeah,
So you were saying that the majority of small populations, the education level is probably lower, and they are more secluded as well. So like living in a big city or a big urban environment, you're more um, you you get to be around more cultures. You get to learn more about people that are different from you versus when you live in a small town. It's very everybody tries to be one way because everybody I think small towns are more judgmental, because it's a smaller it's a smaller group of people. Everybody knows everybody versus in a big city, you don't know everybody, but you can be around a lot of people and experience like their
yeah,
cultures and stuff. But there's so many people that you don't have to worry about like someone knowing who you are and judging you if you want to go out
right,
and
right.
you know
Yeah,
dress a
whereas
certain way or do certain things because it's just such a huge population. So I
yeah,
think
like
people are more open minded.
in rural areas you may have one or two churches, and so people don't really have a choice. They have to be a part of that church, and that is where the community centers,
Yeah.
and so
And if you're
everything
not if
revolves
you're not
around
part of
that.
the church, yeah, then they consider you
Yeah,
like an outsider. They'll probably call you like you'll probably get
yeah,
you'll be
peer
called like
pressure.
the you're not yeah, yeah, peer pressure, but like if you don't go to church then like in the town everybody probably thinks you're like a devil worshiper and you're like,
Yeah,
there's all these people like talking like secrets behind your back about
yeah.
conspiracies about what you're doing.
So Fern says Protestant is just a generic umbrella, just distinguishing as not being Catholic. Yeah, true.
Generic religion.
Urban environments are traditionally very progressive. Yeah, they are. And it's a given in U.S. politics that lower education and rural concerns are correlated strongly with conservatism. Yeah, that is why exactly why Trump, I think, chose J.D. Vance, because he came from that. He came from that lower, from that type of town that is just close knit. That has the one church and probably the one grocery store, and everybody knows everybody. And then you work in the whatever factory there was that his grandparents used to work at. So what was it, like lumber, I think. So it's a type of demographic that, while JD Vance doesn't embrace it anymore, he has that small connection, and people are gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, he's up there. He's running for vice president. Like that could be me one day. I'm gonna vote for somebody like that." And that, I think that's why Trump chose him, because of the lower level of education type of people that he needed their support, and they're very very easy to sway one way or the other. So yeah, and generally are conservative, so they align more with what this
Well, I mean, Trump did say he
believe in.
loves the uneducated. I mean, I was seeing today. I think it was 79%. It might actually. I think it was 80, 84. I have to look it up. Don't hold me to those numbers, but um, he holds the percentage of people that would vote for him that do not hold degrees or college degrees. Um,
Oh wow.
so I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the more educated you are, the more
um
the better you make decisions, because you actually use information to base your decisions on. You're more open to believing that you were wrong in certain circumstances as you gain new information on topics.
yeah, that's
And
interesting that you mentioned that, because the majority of people that I see, on YouTube, when you hear people's deconstruction stories, where at what point they deconstructed from religion, the majority of them, for them, it happened in college or university, and that's because your mind is open to new information, and you're like looking at things from different perspectives, and you're understanding more about the world, and you're thinking more critically, and yeah, so that completely makes sense. For says, philosophically, I can understand a conservative position. What these Trump cultists are into is not conservatism. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, what do you think?
yeah, now Trump hijacked the conservative party, and he's basically made it his own agenda, which is like extreme conservatism. It's like he took some of the same ideology that they use, but then he just like put it on steroids. And then he brought out new things that he knew that
Yeah,
the conservatives probably things about, like, I'm trying to think how to word it, but just for instance, how people that are racist, or they now feel bold enough to be openly racist.
yeah,
Before, people would be racist, but they weren't like as
so open about
brave
it.
or so open about it. They kind of kept their racist views to themselves. It didn't. But now, racist people are
I
very,
mean,
very
not just
hardcore
that,
in terms of,
racist, sexist,
yeah,
homophobic,
sexism, yeah, all
transphobic,
of those things.
all
Yeah, those
the,
are all ideologies that conservative people held, but they weren't vocal about those topics. But now,
or they were not as extreme either. I think some of them were not even as extreme, because I do see a lot of Christian, I don't know, friends or connections that we have, and then you compare those with the Christian nationalists, which are the ones that are fully behind Trump, and that is more like his ideology, and yeah, that, like, you can clearly see the difference to where
so
Christian nationalism goes to like an extreme that we hadn't seen before.
Fern posts, no, Trump uses conservative rhetoric but doesn't actually practice conservatism. For example, tariffs are largely anti-conservative. Yeah, I see that. I mean, that can be correct. But like on an example
That's
on
true.
tariffs, like they're
They're more of a
considered.
socialist thing,
Yeah,
right? Tariffs.
it is. But I mean, they try, like conservatives would be for, they want things to be made in the USA. They don't want things to be made,
It's it's
out of the
about
country.
it's about the way they played it, basically. Like they put their conservative sprinkles on top,
Yeah, so
so
I can
that
see
so that
how
you
he
don't
kind of uses it to
see,
manipulate.
yeah, so that you don't see that it was actually not a conservative dish that you're about to eat.
But to get them to get excited about it.
Let's
All right.
see. Uh, Conservatism seeks to promote and preserve traditional institutions, customs, and values. Innate behaviors is not about that. Oh,
Oh, but
inmates'
yeah.
behavior is not about that.
But he preaches that he is about that. I mean, he preaches he wants to make America great again, and that's all about bringing back those conservative values that he knows people hold so close. Like, again, I know I just said, but made in the USA. I'm gonna buy a Ford truck because I'm not gonna buy a Toyota, a Japanese car. I mean, there are Americans that think that way, and which is I understand that the thing, you want jobs here locally, but I mean, what's wrong with importing some stuff too? I mean, long as it goes both ways, we want other countries to buy our product as well. We want it to export, so if we're not picking in people's products, then
That's true. Fun says the U.S. is the greatest nation on earth if you're a billionaire. That,
yeah.
uh, that's true.
And apparently, if you're a billionaire, you can just like keep having kids too. I mean,
Mhm.
Elon, he basically says anybody should have as many kids as they want, even if you can't afford them, because it'll work out. Yeah, we pay
Yeah.
for them. It just, companies pass that on by with price increases, which is so ironic that people are like, yeah, Trump is awesome because he's really sticking it to the Chinese, but he's sticking it to all these businesses that have to buy parts that we don't make here in the US, and we have to import them. And they might be assembling product here in the US, but they still have to buy some parts from China. I mean, I think as long as we're doing manufacturing and assembly here, that's still an American job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Tariffs are basically they're a tax that the U.S. consumer pays for.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
Trump spins it the other way around, basically saying, no, 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 China's paying for it. I'm making China pay for it.
yeah, he never did that. He was just it's like I
Well,
said, it's just the way
he
he
did
serves it. Yeah, it's just the way
he
he says
did
it.
tariffs, but I mean, in my line of work, like it increased, like we order a lot of material from, like, parts from China, and like Asian countries are affected by some of the tariffs, and it made us have to raise the price of our product because we had to pay that extra money, so we had to pass that tariff cost onto the consumer, and that's with everything. I am surprised though that Biden didn't do anything to reverse any of the tariffs. He left everything in place.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would have helped with inflation.
Let's see. I mean, literally, if I import a tariff-laden product, I'm the one paying it, right? Yeah, it doesn't really make sense but that's exactly what I mentioned earlier. This works because the way that he puts the message out there, um, the people that don't understand it are the ones that are buying the message. They're like, oh yeah, it's just whatever he said, yay.
Yeah, F China, America products. Yeah, make them pay. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, make the Americans are gonna pay. But yeah, you're right. It's based on people that don't understand import, export, and tariffs and taxation on imports. Most people don't. Most people don't. Like, I probably wouldn't, but I mean, I have to deal with that with my company. So,
Yeah. I'm the
but
best at being the worst. There's nobody that's ever been this best at being the worst.
Yeah, That's a good impression. All right, let's see where we're at on the numbers. Let's
All right.
see where we're at. Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna step out for 2 seconds, and you continue putting the numbers out there.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that, everybody. So AJ stepped away, and then somehow, oddly enough, I just closed the whole studio with a click of a button. Do not put me in charge of things. So I was trying to bring up the numbers so we could just kind of see where we're at. Let's get a drum roll here. Let's see if I can get the screen up right this time. And bam. All right. Yeah, Fern, I definitely clicked the wrong thing. All right, so we're at, let's see where we're at, 113 to 215. So Harris gained a little bit. Trump's still in the lead in Georgia, 51.3 to 48. North Carolina, the gap widened slightly. I think it was 0.8 earlier, so 50.7 to 48.2. Pennsylvania is still really close with 61% in. We're at 50.8 to 48.2. Michigan, I believe the gap closed a little bit on that, actually. So 49.8 to 48.4. Let's go over to Arizona. Trump, and I think that stayed the same, 0.8. 50% in. Trump, 49.6 to Harris, 49.6. Oh, it's tied. Tied race there. I had to make sure my eyes were not deceiving me because then it says other 0.8%. But yeah, it's a tie currently.
Wow.
All right, let's check out and see what.
So what number do you have total for him on there? Is it two?
Yeah, 215 is what NPR is showing.
Well, that says not yet called.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, Trump 210.
210. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, I was trying to see if it was the same that I'm seeing. Yeah, it is. On USA Today, it says 113, 210. Yeah, it's about.
Fox News actually has Harris at 117, Trump 211. Let's see, Georgia.
So I'm seeing all of the ones that we were looking at: North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona.
Yeah, Trump's in the lead.
They're all.
But again, I don't know what counties are still outstanding on those. So I mean, there could still be some big blue counties that, urban areas. I know let's see, in Georgia, I wish I could zoom in and see counties, but I'm not able to.
Okay, if you click on.
Actually, yeah, I can. Okay.
Yeah, it shows you the map, but I don't know if it shows the percentage for whether the county has been fully counted or not.
Yeah, it does. Well, not on the NPR one, but on Fox News, it actually does.
Yeah, on the one on USA Today, it shows more detail. Like I'm looking at Michigan. There's still a lot. Yeah. So most of the ones that have been counted are red. Maybe hopefully there's some blue.
So on the Senate side, the Republicans have only flipped one seat so far. They need to flip 2 seats in order to,
The majority.
I believe, be able to have majority. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And the House is currently at 101 to 151.
So Fern says, "Holy science, Arizona is still so close. It is. I'm just, oh God.
Hey, Jason.
I'm so stressed out about this."
Yes. Get some sleep, Jason. And we're gonna just continue stressing.
Jason Freer says, I need to get to bed, folks. Thanks for keeping me company. And thank you for keeping us company. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
hanging out.
We're
Thanks for hanging
excited to
out.
we have here. So send us some woohoo from Canada, please. Whatever powers you got. Yeah, it's funny when I lived in Argentina, my mom wanted for us to move to Canada, and we used to study Canadian history and geography. And when I was in what was that? High school. Yeah, it was in high school, like 13, 14. Because I moved here when I was like right around 15. And so we had to like learn all about it. But God was like, nah, just come to America, girl. So we ended up in America with with the orange.
With the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
when you first came, you were under the ruling of the Great Bush,
oh yeah, yeah. Bush was song.
and those are some very interesting times.
It
Very,
was. It got better after though, with Obama and everything.
yeah.
Uh,
Obama really took care of the economy because yeah, everything went to shit under Bush under his second term.
the wars. Yeah. So my mom always says that she regrets bringing us to America. Well, she didn't always used to say that. Okay, she's been saying it since Trump took office in 2016. That's when she started saying it. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I brought you here. Like, I wish I hadn't. Like, I wish I had worked harder to get to Canada, or bring you with me." They live in my parents live in Switzerland now, so she was like always telling me how she wishes that I had gone with them. I mean, I don't regret it. I'm happy with my life here, even even despite just electoral struggles and election day struggles and anxieties. I'm glad to be here.
So Fern posted, "This worries me. 8 of 11 competitive states are leaning red. It does worry me too, but my hope is that this reflects how rural communities tend to report early and lean red, while urban areas take longer and lean blue." Um, Fingers crossed. Or maybe I'm gonna start praying, guys. I mean, I think I need to start praying.
Go to what was it? Chronicles 7. Chronicles 7. Open your Bibles.
I'm gonna start repenting right now. If everybody can, yeah, open up your Bible to
Whatever page you want, it doesn't matter. It's just yeah, God doesn't care. Just like as long as you're reading from His book, He's getting the attention. That's what He likes. The worship.
turn to
Let's
Ezekiel
see.
23:20.
All right, let me see what that is.
I think I know that one. If that's from Pulp Fiction, I believe.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's why I know that
There.
one. That's why I know that one.
Yeah, she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like
Oh, wait,
those of
wait.
donkeys,
Then
and whose.
that's way different than what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Should I finish
But
it?
that's yeah, yeah. Go with that. Fern
So
just
let me.
posted it. So
Yeah, yeah. All right. So there we go.
yeah, there we
There,
go.
she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emissions was like that of horses.
That's gonna
That's perfect. That's perfect.
everybody pray that together, I guess, right?
I mean,
For
maybe your loved ones will suddenly, get all those um, inflated body parts. Inflation will take over. Jesus, inflation. Ah, so, um, okay, so all of these states uh, that we looked at earlier again, where are we at with What about Wisconsin?
Where are we at in Wisconsin? You're asking, like, what are the numbers? All right.
I think it's still pretty red, right? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's like 50% to 48%.
I mean, Biden took Wisconsin, but I think it's usually a red state.
No, but it's actually, I think that was the one that is actually very democratic in the
Is
past.
it? Okay.
It
I
has
was thinking it was a
been,
red state.
yeah, it had been blue for several elections. Let me think, like about 10 elections before 2016, and then Trump took it, surprisingly. But I mean, that is a bad sign, right? Because if they had been voting blue for so many years and then suddenly Trump was the one that flipped them, that means that Trump still has the potential to flip them in
Yeah,
this
to
election.
flip it back. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? It's interesting because Trump flipped it when he ran against a woman. But then in 2020, when he ran against another man, Biden, then Biden took it.
See,
So makes you
they don't
think
they don't like
maybe,
they don't like women.
yeah, that it might be lining up with Trump again because
It's gonna hurt their
it's a woman.
manhood. Yeah.
They're still
They're
very,
afraid. They're afraid.
yeah,
Oh
that's
man.
very unfortunate.
I really like Wisconsin cheese too, so it's kind of sad.
Cheese will be nice. Yeah. Fern says, Heavenly Father, allow my wife's lovers to have the members of donkeys and the emissions of horses. That's a very, I like the rewarding of that prayer. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Okay,
So,
so that's I knew that I recognized that Ezekiel from Pulp Fiction. Thanks for clarifying that, Fern.
oh, is
Said,
that where it comes from?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
it's a pretty messed up version of Ezekiel, but it
The
was a
put,
different 2517 though. But I knew it was still Ezekiel from a martial arts star who was quoted it first. Interesting, interesting.
that's funny.
But still, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, that's like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
And like,
Pulp
and like
Fiction is
saying
such a
that.
good movie. We really need to watch it again. It's been a few years since we've seen
It has. It has. Ash is still not old enough to watch it though.
He's not, you said?
Yeah, I said he's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of, yeah. Fern, what age would you think someone should be allowed to watch Pulp Fiction? I mean, I don't know when I watched it. I probably watched it when I came to the US, but like maybe when I met you.
Yeah,
Probably.
I was
probably watched it
probably
when I met you. So I was like 18 already.
16, 17,
First
40.
said 40. Okay, I was definitely probably about 18 when I saw it.
I mean, bring out the gimp. I mean, that's a pretty hardcore scene for a child to have to watch. I mean, it's probably not child friendly.
Yeah, you probably definitely want to be like 18 or so.
I would say 18 at least, because it has a lot of. It's a pretty hardcore movie actually, but it's a classic. It is a classic.
Yeah. I did mean the earliest, yeah.
Did you?
Let's watch some of this just to see what it's about while we await some more of these other. I gotta find it where it's at to hit the play button. Okay, find it. Oh, maybe if I put the sound on, that will work better. Sorry about
What kind of animal weighs 215 pounds?
Because he's not that one. Yeah, Trump is a lanternfly.
Lanternfly.
Trump is a lanternfly because he's fucking everywhere, and it will take all of us to defeat him.
Musical that you want to get thrown out of for doing Lauren Boebert stuff.
Wait, did she get thrown out of a musical?
Yeah, she got thrown out of Beetlejuice for practically giving her dad a hand job while he was grabbing her boobs, and also vaping and also flipping off the guard. You know, congressional activities. And yeah, apparently, if you say Beetlejuice 3 times, your date comes. So
That's pretty good.
Good to know. Good to know.
The most dishonest one. I just want to go back to a simpler time when men were men and women were women. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, tell me the year. What mythical year are you talking about? Because we're American. Our founding fathers wore wigs, high heels, and dresses.
Why?
That's
Like,
so true.
I don't understand that, because even if you go back to the 1700s, and not even in America, when America probably wasn't America yet, um, heels were first created for Persian soldiers to help them keep their shoes inside the stirrups so they wouldn't slide out. You know, when we so it just kind of like, let's say this is the heel, and it was
Yeah, and it locks into it
so
basically.
yeah. So it's like it was a man thing. Like heels were for men. So like all of a sudden, oh, men can wear heels now, even though they were created for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just revolutionary drag. That's what that was. Yeah, that was just RuPaul Revere.
RuPaul.
I appreciate that, but also I'm a little offended that that's the first time you thought that during the show.
What's your spirit in them?
It's not cultural appropriation. There have been the people who say that's cultural appropriation do not understand the history of what a spirit animal is. That has been used from the beginning of history in like 37 different cultures. That is a very common thing. He's the wokest guy. He's like the woke dictionary. So I'm Wokepedia. I'm right there the whole time.
And like Wikipedia, he is crowdfunded, so just remember that. Which president would you want to fist fight?
I wouldn't want to fight Trump, because if there's one thing we know about him from the draft is that he can dodge.
That's so wrong.
Oh man, that was pretty good.
But he's got no left.
Changed the most during the height of the Me Too movement. A lot of guys did. I think, and by the way, that movement worked. And here's how we know that movement worked. You ever hear someone complain about it?
No.
The guy you've never heard anyone complain about Me Too? You live in St. Cloud? Is this your first time out? You've never heard one of those guys be like, oh, it's like we can't say anything anymore. That doesn't sound familiar?
Is it so wrong, or was it totally correct? I think it was pretty correct.
It was so wrong that it was correct.
No? Who the fuck do you talk to? This is amazing. This guy's just like, no one in my drum circle.
People like Lauren Boebert seem to be scared they're going to turn gay or turn trans, like that's possible. You're born that way or you're not. It's as simple as that. It just takes some people longer than others to figure it out. That's not the real thing? Do you think you're going to turn gay? Do you think you're going to turn trans? But you think I'm wrong. You think I'm right. Why did you interrupt me then? You interrupted me by saying no, but you were saying no to what she was saying. Just fucking laugh and agree. That's all you need to do.
Oh man.
Conspiracy theories that give you pause long enough.
It's funny because I've asked people before, like, hey, do you like tomatoes? And they're like, no. Well, can I force you to like tomatoes? Can I like change your mind to change, the way your body perceives the taste of tomatoes? No. Well, how can you change somebody's sexual orientation, for example, right? Like you can't, if you're straight, I can't force you to be gay. So if you're gay, I can't force you to be straight. And if your brain tells you that the way it presents itself is not what is it's not matching with what's in your pants, then I can't force you to feel a different way. It's just who you are. Like all of those, what tomato, whether you like tomatoes or not, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're trans, it's not something that you can change. It's just something that's part of who you are. And I will never understand people being like upset that somebody hates tomatoes.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, that perspective is spot on. I mean, it's true. You can't. But people, they're like, I don't like it, and nobody can like it. Get your pizza away from me.
Right. Her friend says, "Get your pizza away from me. You might make me like pineapple on it." So it's funny, like the pineapple on pizza topic always comes up whenever atheists are having a discussion about food. So what's your take on it? This
I don't
pineapple on
like I
pizza?
don't like pineapple anyway, so
So probably not.
probably not. I mean, I would eat it because I'm not gonna let pizza go to waste. Like I would probably eat pineapple on pizza over a pizza with mushrooms on it.
True. Yeah, I know how much you hate mushrooms.
Yeah, so I would eat the
No.
pineapple.
I mean, you've had pineapple on like that pineapple habanero sauce that I made.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Remember? So it
Yeah.
was pretty good. Yeah. So the reason that the argument comes up is because it makes you think. And one of the arguments for pineapple going on pizza is the fact that tomatoes are technically a fruit. And so if tomatoes go on pizza, then pineapple should
Belong on pizza
logically
too.
be allowed to go on pizza.
Well, I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just not my preference.
Yeah. Technically speaking, yeah. So Fern Love One says, to be honest, I love pineapple on pizza. And a two topping pizza for me ideally is pineapple with black olives. But if it's not your thing, get them to split
Split
the
the order.
order.
Well, whenever we order pizza, we have to order two separate pizzas because she gets the gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, I can't have gluten. It makes me really, really sick.
So
And they are not the best. They don't have the best dough. So Joe always gets the regular pizzas, which I wish I could get. I have to say though, the vegan pizza dough is one of the best that I've found so far.
the cauliflower crust, is that what you're talking about or no?
I don't think it's cauliflower, but it's just it's they sell it at the store, like in the frozen aisle. It's the vegan. The one
Is
that
that
where
the
they
one
put
you
the
ate
vegan
tonight?
cheese on it. No, that one was a different one. That one was
okay.
vegetarian, not vegan.
Okay.
It had regular cheese on it, but it didn't have meat. It had your least favorite topping, which is mushrooms.
No,
It had like probably all the things you hate. It had
not mushrooms.
okay, so it came with mushrooms, and what I did was I sliced some thick oyster mushrooms. So they look. I roasted them in the air fryer, and they kind of look like little pepperoni circles. So I put that on there, and then I chopped up some more mushrooms. So it was like a three varieties of mushrooms on the pizza, and olives, but green olives,
I
and
mean,
they had to have the pit in them. It has to have the pit.
your food always looks good, but I don't know. I can't eat it.
Your brain is it.
I
See, that's
can't.
what I'm saying. I can't force you to like things or to want to try them. So it's like, how
And
can
if I tried it, I probably would be like, "Oh, this is good." But it's just hard to get over that fear in my mind. I don't know
yeah.
that I'm not gonna like it. But it might be a texture thing too, though. I think I'm kind of. I think
Well, you did try the mushrooms and you still didn't like them, so
Yeah, to me, mushrooms are too spongy. It's like the texture of them. It's not the taste because they don't really have too much of a flavor.
Yeah, I think you like my fried mushrooms, but you wouldn't try them. But I think you would like them. Maybe
I'll try
next
to
time I can
I'll
get you
try
to
to
try
work
them.
up I'll try to work up, to be able to do that. But
Yeah, because there's these little ones that come in like a big clump, and they look like this, like a bunch of little stems, and so you keep them in one big chunk, and then bread them and fry them, and then when you're about to eat them, you pull it apart the pieces, and it's kind of like almost the same texture as chicken. That's what I like about them.
that's what
Uh,
you fried last time. It did look like chicken, like when you were pulling it apart. But
what's that?
man, I said it did look like chicken. That was the ones you
Yeah,
cooked the other day with the chicken, right?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
told me don't eat those because those are mushrooms.
They were
But if you wouldn't have
mushrooms.
told me, I probably would have ate it.
Next time, I'll shut up.
I'd be like, man,
I'll let you find out for
this
yourself.
chicken's good. I mean, if you put enough ketchup or hot honey on it, I mean, I probably would
Right?
not have known.
You probably wouldn't know. Yeah, because the texture is so similar. That's really good.
So it looks like in Pennsylvania, there's actually still quite a few counties that are still pending that normally are very democratic.
Let's swap this dish. What you got?
Oh well, no,
I put it on the screen.
I was watching on CNN. They were talking about it. He was doing a breakdown of what counties are still left and what big urban areas are still
Yeah.
waiting for votes to come in.
So I'm seeing on the map, on the USA Today map, they have Harris with 179 now because they counted California
California
for her
and
and
Washington.
Washington, and then potentially Oregon soon.
What's Arizona at? Click
What's that?
Arizona. Can you check that one to see what percentages we're at
For which state?
for Arizona?
Let me see. I'm seeing 49%.
Oh, is that my map that's on the screen right now?
Yes.
Oh,
That's you.
my bad, my bad. I was waiting for you to click on it, and I could have did it myself.
Yeah. I think you took it off the screen. There you go.
The thing is, I don't know what I did with the screen that I had that pulled up. I have way
yeah.
too many screens. I'm way disorganized, and
I know what you mean. All right, let me see if I can pull mine up real quick.
sorry about that. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, found it. All right, here we go. So we have. Okay, here we are looking at Arizona. Can you see
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So 49 to 40.
49%,
It's
right?
so close.
And then Michigan was what's the percentage?
Yeah, 51 to 46.
Wisconsin
50 to 47. Well, 51 to 48, more or less.
Pennsylvania, what's that?
51.
51
Yeah,
for
51.3 to 47.8.
And what's the percentage?
It looks like 73.4 is in.
And that's too close.
Trying to see if I can see what counties are still outstanding. Let's see.
Okay, I have. Okay, I have another video to share. Trying to find it.
Man, all that food talk. You guys made me hungry.
Hungry again? What are you gonna eat? The
Yeah.
rest of the pizza or
I'm
something?
probably anxiously eating because I'm anxious about
Right, like
these
stress
polling numbers.
eating,
Yeah, stress
basically.
eating.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm gonna put a video that Fern just sent me for us to watch.
Okay.
Say you are changing, progressive, and you seem like you are extremely judgmental for conservatives because you base a lot of your opinions on stuff you see and hear on TV.
By the way, this could also be a question for Jared.
When was the last time you actually sat down and had fellowship with your modern conservatives?
I have friends who are conservative.
I'm very conservative.
Yeah.
I have a gay daughter.
Great.
My best friend is gay.
Okay.
You know.
So, are you every conservative?
But there's more of us out there than you think. Just because.
No, but do you vote?
Yes.
For who?
I voted for Trump.
That's
like why?
Exactly
Why?
the point.
Why?
Like you're saying, oh, I have a gay daughter, but which, by the way, that's not the correct term. Sorry. I have gay friends. You know, like it's like those people that are like, oh, I'm not racist. I got some black coworkers, some black employees out there for the DEI. It's like, come on, like.
It's like you say you support these these things, these would they be values? No, these weight. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you say you support people like trans people, or you say you support gay rights, but then
women's
you go
rights, yeah.
but then you go and vote for someone who is completely against all of those things, which is going to harm these people you say that you're friends with, or people that you say are family to you. You're going to go vote for someone who's going to make their life miserable.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Fern says that he's about to get into that. Let's see.
Point. So hold on a second. Wait. So
who I vote for doesn't make me who I am. But
it does.
Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm not judging you personally. I am judging some of your decisions, and your decision to vote for a hate-mongering criminal. And are you proud of your vote for Trump?
Wait, you voted for somebody whom I think is horrible because he was cheating on his wife when she got killed in the press.
Does she not? Oh my goodness! Does she not know?
She don't know the whole story about Stormy Daniels and the
Trump
whole
was like
cheating
on his wife after
Melania.
she just had his newborn child, and he's out there banging a porn star. And like
He was friends with Epstein, and always up on his island. And there were like allegations of Epstein bringing women for Trump to do whatever he wanted with. It's like, what? Oh, but this guy was cheating on his wife. Come on, like you didn't vote for somebody that did the same thing, and that was why you didn't vote for him. Oh.
Burn says, that meme with Captain Pickard face palming, insert that here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's just. All right, let's keep going. Is this going to get worse for him? Because
Is this your first day on planet Earth? Hold on a second. Hold on. I mean, wait. Just a moment. Can I answer your question? Okay. So if I am to understand you, you are upset that Joe Biden has been accused of cheating on his wife. And yet. You see where I might be going with this?
Oh.
I'm not changing the subject. That's what you said. You said
I said that most people would be ashamed to vote for Trump, seeing what he's done. And you were like, well, Joe Biden was accused of doing this one thing that Trump did over and over and over and over and over again. Doesn't that make you not like Joe Biden? I'm like, look, I don't like Joe Biden. Joe Biden was my 17th choice in the primary. But I would cry over glass to vote for anyone against Donald Trump.
We all know that.
For real, like, oh my goodness.
But just imagine how many people are just like that, just like that. Just the logic for their vote. Like, why? It's just mind blowing. It really is mind blowing.
Yeah, like it's sometimes you're just left with no words for what's the word I'm looking, like the cognitive dissonance between somebody's words and somebody's choice that are right in front of each other, and there's just like a wall in
It's like
between, and
they
they
don't
don't
see it.
understand it.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
comprehend that. Like they don't see the irony. I mean, or it's and what they on their belief. Fern says, "You guys actually put your black in those ads." Yeah, I need to make a pie hole. I need to make a pie hole. I've heard.
Yeah, one of our
It's a project
fellow.
I can do with Ash. I don't. Our child would love to make that. I have plenty of pies laying around too. So if you have other easier options, let us know.
Yeah, if you had any other tips, then definitely appreciate those.
All right, we could just pay Google to get rid of them, but
right, yeah, I just like muted it and played it while we were talking. All right.
DNS blocking, yeah, that would work.
Oh, okay.
Exceptionally average says you don't have to be nice. Those people are not intelligent enough to be morons. Free DNS with blocking filters. Yeah, I have a VPN that I can set up on, that I can do on my computer, but I don't have it on our whole network. But yeah, I could do the DNS thing. My network is pretty crazy though. It might screw with some of my remote stuff I have set up, but I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, because it's kind of annoying. All right, let's keep going.
Who I said I supported in the primary? Elizabeth Warren. So what is it that she did that you think Trump is better than her?
I don't think anybody's better than that. Was our choice. We had the choice.
That's my point.
Okay, but you're judging people.
So which part? No, by the way, I'm gonna let this go for a while. I want to hear you out. Which one of my jokes? Tell me one of my jokes specifically that you disagree with.
Speaking in general.
You're speaking in generalizations. That's part of the fucking problem I have. So what I'm saying is, if there was a specific thing that I said tonight that bothered you.
I'm not going to get into specifics because you said we have a question answer.
Yes.
I guess you question about how you are feeling like you are becoming more and more tolerant, understanding, and this and that. But when you have opportunities to take a jab at other political parties.
Well, tolerance doesn't mean tolerance of intolerance. That's the problem. See, how do I claim a party? Did I mention the word Democrat?
They gave North Carolina to Trump.
What's up?
They gave North Carolina to Trump. They called it.
Oh no.
Well, at least NPR called it. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Breaking news.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they called it since. Yep. What was the percentage reported? Is that like 80%?
For where?
For
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Yeah, 89%.
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
Let's Fern said to go back. This is a good moment in the dialogue.
See.
Wait, did I mention the word Democrat? Ever? Conservatives. Yeah, I'm not part of that group, but I didn't claim one. Did I?
Call yourself progressive.
Progressive, yeah, that's not a political party. Do you know the difference between a progressive and a liberal? Because I'm not a liberal. That's on the left. What I'm saying is, if you want me to have a political dialogue with you, I think you need to do more research on your end.
Just asking about.
And I'm answering. You just don't like the answer. The original question was when the last time I sat and had a dialogue with conservative people, and I said that some of my good friends are conservative. There is, however, a difference between people who are conservative and people who are alt-right, people who are right-wing, people who vote for.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing earlier. Like, there's a difference between, when you have someone that is a Christian and that they have, mild flavored Christianity, and somebody who is a Christian nationalist, which is like Christianity on steroids, patriot on steroid, and then both merged. So it's like a breed of its own.
It just goes to show you. I mean, it just depends on how deep or how far people get involved in it, basically, to how much they make it part of their persona.
Yeah, so conservative versus alt-right is just very, very different.
Oh yeah, it's a huge extreme difference.
For instance, that is not voting for Trump. Trump is not a conservative. If you know anything about Trump, you know his policies, you know his history. He's not a conservative. Is he fiscally conservative? Tell me the difference between a classical economist and a Keynesian economist.
Now all of a sudden she's like, well, no, I don't know that, so I don't want to discuss politics anymore.
Let's go back to the comedy.
Right.
A million comedians could write a million jokes.
This is a comedy show, she said to herself in the mirror.
I'm trying to be as compassionate as possible, but my point is that you define yourself as a conservative, but you don't know what conservative means. If you know what conservative means, you would know that classical economist is conservative and Keynesian is progressive. That's a huge difference. Conservative. That's not my interpretation. That's the fucking definition.
Oh,
no, I'm having so much fun. Don't fucking make me do this.
We're conserving this question.
Check it out. Mad simple. After you set up.
No, Google Ads.
Ads again.
Ah.
Here's the thing. The reality.
That was a quick one, at least.
Of it is, you talked about how, if I recall, your child is gay, right?
Yes.
Your child is gay. Okay. And you support your child.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Do you know that that's progressive?
Absolutely. I voted for Democrats. I voted for independents.
Okay. So you're middle.
Yes, but my party is.
But so you're not. All right.
Can I just say?
Why does it have to be a label? I call
you wait. That's like Nike being like, why does the brand have to be on the shoe? It's not on the shoe.
Well, Fern says, I'm lucky someone I love has let me onto their family account, so I have YouTube Premium. I did not even know that YouTube had a premium option.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You could always just pay for YouTube.
Okay, so that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like
that way,
otherwise
you get the ads that pop up, skip ad, it plays the 2 ads or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's how they make their money, huh? The money that they pay.
Well, that's how they're paying people like, streamers. So
nice.
I guess we should support the ads.
Yeah, I guess when we make it big, when they.
Hey Fern, so does that option give you cable channels as well, or I know they have that as well, where they have Google. I'm sorry, not yeah. Is it Google TV where they have like regular cable channels and stuff? They mostly sell our data. Yeah, they love selling our data. That free email that they give you, they're basically digging through all your emails so they can ad target you.
I got
Nope.
nothing to hide, so
No, I'm just saying that's how they use that information to
yeah.
serve you your Google ads. Like when they see certain things, like they see you got an email because you were shopping for something, or you were searching for a hotel, or you did a reservation.
It's funny because the other day I did something with an item, but I didn't talk about it. And I don't know, it was like, it could be like, I can't remember what it was. Maybe like a type of drink or something like that, right? And then all of a sudden I started seeing ads for it. Even though I didn't take a picture of it, I didn't mention it, you know, by word. I didn't look it up. It was just something I had in the house. And I'd never seen ads for it. And then suddenly I was seeing ads for it everywhere. I was like, that is very weird. Because I can see when sometimes when you say something in front of like, you know who, I don't want to name it because she's right there and then she's gonna start talking. Um, the little thing
But
where you ask
possibly,
questions to.
what if it was? What was it? Maybe it was from like a conversation. Like when you're
I
out at a store or something,
suppose.
and somebody else talking, and your phone picks up background of someone else talking about something.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
never
like
thought of that because yeah, the phone does pick up that type of stuff. I
yeah, for
remember
sure.
one time my sister gave me an electric knife sharpener, and we were talking about the brand name of it, and then all of a sudden, all the knife sharpener ads were everywhere. So yeah. And Fern says, "Oh yeah, the marketing data shit is creepy. You say something, your phone is always listening, so start showing you ads." Yeah, it was like the exact same brand and model of the knife sharpener that my sister had given me, and I was like, "Whoa, that's creepy." Because we barely even mentioned it, like surface 2 second conversation about it, and it was like all over. Anyways, let's finish this video.
I'm for Second Amendment, but I'm also for.
Relax. We're in Syracuse. People are passionate. Okay. The thing that I truly think is that you are most likely socially progressive. However, I think that you, whether it is because you have decided you don't want to look into it too far or because you're listening to someone else, you haven't researched the differences in what some parties are voting for, what some parties believe. And so you associate yourself with conservatives despite many of your viewpoints having nothing to do with them. And so what I am making fun of in this set, and this is your original question, is that. If this is important to you, and it sounds important to you, it's important enough for you to raise your hand in front of 200 people and go, this is the thing I'm going to say, that makes it seem important, then please, after this, look it up. Find out what it means. And then see if it's still important to you. And that's how it works. And that's how we all change. That was the point of the set. The idea that the ideals that we were given to by our parents or the people we grew up with aren't necessarily the ideals that we have to keep for the rest of our lives. And compassion.
That really applies for religion. Like there are so many people that seem to think that just because something is what their parents believe, that if they let go of it, then they're letting their parents down, or they're letting their grandparents down, or whoever raised them and taught them all of these religious beliefs. Like I remember you telling me that you always saw Jesus as a good person, or like positive messages because of what your grandma told you about him. And even though she wasn't extremely religious or anything, it was just like that little bit of connection that you had with your grandma
Yeah.
kept you believing that very small part of the religion, even though you never read the Bible and you never really went to church or anything like that. It was like that very small Jesus belief connected you to your grandmother, and so that
Yeah,
gives
yeah,
you that
yeah.
comfort, and that's understandable. I can see why that's very hard for people, but people need to understand that they're individuals and that they're allowed to have beliefs that are not their parents or their grandparents or their family. Like, it's okay for you to be different than what those around you believe. Like, that's your individuality, your authenticity. That's where it comes from. It's uh yeah, it's okay to question all that. Like, it doesn't mean that you're suddenly not going to be part of the family anymore. It just means that you are growing, that you're showing curiosity about the world, that you're trying to learn for yourself and to be yourself, not be someone else, or rather be the image of what other people expect you to be.
Expect you to be, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big part of why it can be so hard for people to deconvert from religion. What is
Yeah, I
Francis?
know. I say I'm pretty much atheist at this point. Like I've come to the conclusion that yeah, there's definitely no God. Well, I've never actually believed in that there was a God, or like a God that I would worship. It's just always, if you watch some of my other videos, I kind of have a level of things that I think could actually be, but I can't prove them. But I would say Christianity or any religion that follows like a God you have to worship, those are things I don't believe in.
Yeah, I think it's more of what would we say, maybe spiritual, perhaps. Like we had that conversation about how like the spirit and the soul and the mind and consciousness, they're kind of like all separate concepts that humans have created. And so, like, we both used to understand them in different ways, and we watched this video that explained exactly what the soul was and the spirit was, like their definition basically. And like, I don't believe in any of them, but I know that for you it has been a little bit harder because you've always been very someone that does believe in like ghosts and stuff like that. So it's like something that has taken time to slowly deconstruct from, and I think that that's completely normal. Like, for me, it didn't happen overnight. We used to watch ghost hunters together, like these shows about ghosts, and like, I believe the whole every single one of the claims that they made on the shows. Like, if they saw, somebody talking, or saw shadows, or they saw like shapes of people, like, I believed it. And so for me, it took, I would say, many years to very slowly reconsider each part of the religious belief that I held, because being religious is beyond just believing in a God. Like, there
Well,
are
to me,
so many different
yeah,
aspects.
I would say like some of the things that I believe in, though, they're not things that I would actually base like my life on. Like I wouldn't. They're not like they don't. It doesn't give me like values or anything, or moral. Doesn't change like my morals. Like I think some of the things I believe in would be more like energy, like I've discussed before. Like, is what is, I mean, can we live on after we don't have this body anymore? Can I prove it? No. Can people prove that it doesn't happen? No. But I don't think it's something where like your soul goes and you're gonna go to heaven and this and that. I think it's more like we're just energy, and that we can, or that energy can reform into something else. Like the universe is huge. It's like maybe there's different levels. It's kind of cool to think of that there's different realms or different dimensions. I don't know. It's just kind of all cool stuff to think about, but it's not stuff that I would live my life, like thinking like, oh, I have to do this so I can move on to the next dimension. I'm not like, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not worshiping some god to go to the next dimension. I'm enjoying, like, I've come to the understanding that this is the life here, and I need to enjoy this, and don't fear what's going to happen next, basically.
Yeah, that's what a lot of very extreme religious people hold on to, right? Like, just don't worry about what anything that happens here on earth. Just worry about your eternal life, or where you're gonna serve your God. And they're more concerned about this eternal life than what happens here right now. So it's like, mind blowing. So Fern said that interestingly, it makes me think of my friendship with Chloe. She's deconstruction Adventist Christian, and we're very close despite my deep contempt for religion. Fern, is that the Chloe from Discord that's often on the? I think it might be on the atheist community of Discord server, perhaps. I've
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 seen that name
chatted.
before too.
Yeah, I've chatted with a Chloe on there before, and she's called on some of the shows as well, and usually talks kind of Okay, yeah. So Chloe Plant. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I remember many of her calls, and they're very interesting because she's very open minded, and she's always very respectful with the host. So she's always someone that uh that they enjoy talking to. So okay, so all right, 192, 130. The fuck is only 40 electoral college votes away from ending the United States.
That's scary. That's scary to
40.
think.
Oh man. Do you, so what states are left to? Oh, they called
Yeah,
New Mexico for Harris, which is good.
yeah. They gave Oregon to
But
Harris as well.
but they also called a bunch of red states that were not earlier. And let's see where Arizona is at percentage. 50% of the votes are in.
Yeah, let me look here.
Okay, Arizona is like this close, guys.
Yeah,
Like
it's half of the votes are in.
it's like
So, yeah.
49.8 to 49.4 for Harris.
Harris
So
has to get Arizona, and then Nevada is no votes in
yeah.
yet.
Okay.
Georgia, the lead went down. I mean, the gap closed a little bit.
Michigan is only 40% in the votes.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
showing 38% on NPR.
okay. Oh, looks like Pennsylvania's 80% votes in.
Yeah, Trump with a 1%.
And 51% votes for Trump, which sucks. And they're not putting anything for Nevada so far. Do you see anything for Nevada?
No, there's no information yet. They're usually very slow to report.
Really?
So let's see. I'm checking the counties that are left in Pennsylvania. So there's one county with 133,000 population, 20% in. There's another county with 122,000 population, 41% vote in. York County, 457,000, so 45% in, so a little over.
Oh wait, it went up to 205 for Harris.
What did they call?
I don't know. I don't see. What did it call?
It must have been like Connecticut or Maine, one of the small states.
I'm not seeing it. It might be one of the smaller states of
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm thinking.
Like
I
Maryland
couldn't
or
really see what was
something.
open.
New Mexico, they have already called New Mexico.
Yeah, they're showing for Harris
when it was showing 190 something. So I don't know exactly when they called that one. Man.
There's still some big counties with only 50% of the votes in for.
Wait, Minnesota is showing
for
light blue. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what. All right, so Harris is 53% versus Trump's 44% in Minnesota. That's good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Harris is out by 2.1. It's saying, yeah, nice.
Yeah, because I remember Fern earlier was saying that they were disappointed about Minnesota. So
Check
I'm
out
good.
Wisconsin.
And Ash says that Harris won Virginia.
Oh, okay, that's what they just updated. Yeah, I just saw that. Thanks, Ash. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Ash? Who's gonna win? Let us know. Type in the chat.
Yeah, you hopeful, Ash. We're freaking out over here a little bit. I don't know what to think. I mean, if Nevada doesn't come through tonight,
No, they'll start coming in soon. They're just always super slow. Even when they had to do the recounts, it was like horrible. It took them forever.
yeah, it's almost 11. I'm sure they're gonna be counting up into the night. Yeah, even when we go to bed, I'm not sure I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna stop checking my phone. So Georgia is still counting, right?
Yeah, Georgia's
Am I
still
seeing that right?
Yeah.
So we still have Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada, which are all swing
Yeah.
states.
So I think Nevada and Arizona are still looking really, really well. Nevada, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that Harris will get Nevada.
Oh, Wisconsin as well. Wisconsin.
Yeah. But Arizona is super close.
And yeah, Fern says my concern is that Wisconsin, Philadelphia, I'm sorry, Pennsylvania, Georgia are pink. And if he gets 2 of those, he may win.
Let me check to see what counties are left in.
And Georgia is 91% in. So it's almost there.
And I'm going to change the screen real quick. Oops.
So that's concerning. I'm trying to see the counties. Oh, there's like barely anything.
Yeah, so this is for Wisconsin right here. Racine County, 200, almost 200,000 population, only 23% in. Manawak, that's a small county, 81,000. That's pretty good. 268,000 population, only 35% in. That's a small county. Very small. Very small. Yeah, it's not a whole lot left.
Look at Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia still had some fairly large counties.
Because Fern said they're at 91% reported.
Let me show you.
On my map, it shows like 3 counties left. What is that?
You said Georgia, right? You wanted to see?
Yeah.
So Georgia, these are the counties you want to really looking at right here. Let's see. Cobb County, 89% in. But that's a huge, almost 1 million people. It's 1 million population, 90% in. Fulton. That's almost 1 million population, 80% in. Let's go down here. These are all small. 6,000.
So the 2 on the bottom, what are those? Those are the ones that are showing on my map that were still not counted.
Yeah, they only 6,000 people, so like 6,700 people, and then 16,000 beside it. These are the big metro areas right here.
Yeah. Well, crap.
I mean, that's probably like what 90% of 1 million. What is that? So that leaves like 100,000. My math's horrible.
What number were you asking? 90% of what?
90% of 1 million, the population of 1 million.
Oh, like 900,000.
Right? Yeah. So it leaves 100,000 open still, right?
I don't math either, but yeah.
My brain shut off like a long time ago. Well, are we gonna continue into the night? I'm probably gonna say that I'm gonna go sob in front of the TV and eat cookies and cream ice cream.
Yeah, you gotta work tomorrow, so
I
guys.
appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm sorry to be a party pooper.
Yeah, if things get too crazy, maybe I'll come online in the morning. I'll do a small show update, just myself. Uh, okay,
I hope we
so
wake up to good news though. I'm not gonna go to bed like thinking the worst. The county with the county.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Fern, I was looking at that. You're speaking about Georgia. Yeah. Those are all the big counties. And they are blue. They should continue to go that way. Like Trump only got 17% of that, 27%, 42. So there's still some hope. There's definitely, I mean, it's not over. It's definitely not. They're gonna be counting into the night.
Yeah, so Fern says, yeah, I'm kind of freaking out, but don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, I think that's why we decided to do the show, because it was kind of like try to break it up with a little bit of distractions and appreciate the people hanging out. Fern, you're always the best. Always sticking with us and try to helping us keep calm and collected. Deep breaths.
Exceptionally average hung out with us for a bit too. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if they're still here, but appreciate that.
Jason Freer, yeah. So
Jason Freer stopped by, which was cool.
Ash.
Ash always hanging out. So we
Yeah.
definitely appreciate everybody who hung out with us this evening. And I hope we can all wake to some.
Oh, exceptionally, Average is still here and lurking in the shadows.
I know we're so entertaining.
Properly lurking in the shadows. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You kids give me happy. Yeah, I know you guys made this evening tolerable. Like, I think if we were sitting over there in the corner, we probably would have been sobbing and stuffing more food in our mouths, which is, not a good idea at this point. I already ate half a pizza, so yeah, probably not the best. I may go in and eat some more chocolate. We'll see. Yeah.
About stand up. Bern said I only showed up so I could make this about stand up comedy. I had some success. No, thanks for sharing that. I mean those are funny. I'm I maybe just remember though that Ted Cruz won. He's in it. But I like the stuff earlier we watched too about Ted Cruz.
We ended up making this the best dream that ever was. Nobody has ever made a bestest dream than this best dream that we bested today. So vote for me.
You need to do a video with just your Donald Trump impression. Damn it, Cruz! I know. We're stuck with Cruz again.
Oh yeah, Fern, as Fern pointed out, Fern has
Lots of people.
I know them voted for me. Lots of people are saying it. Lots of people are saying that Fern is one of the best, one of the bestest that there ever was. Nobody is the best fan than the best fan. So yeah, some of the best people are in this chat. There are nobody better than these people.
No better people. Big league, big league, big league. I always wondered, he says big league, right? But it sounds like big league.
Yeah.
The big league. It's big league. Big league.
I have been endorsed by Fern Lovebond and Exceptionally Average and Roadshow and Ash and Jason Freer. They have endorsed me just like Joe Rogan.
Hey, Joe.
Did you hear about that? He was at some rally earlier, and he was talking about how Joe Rogan is the best. And there was actually a video. Let me see if I can super quickly.
Well, I saw
find
earlier they
that.
were interviewing some college students that were in line to vote, and they asked them who are they voting for, and they said Trump, and they asked them why, and they said because they're big fans of Joe Rogan, and since since Harris didn't want to go on the show to show the real her, that's why they weren't voting for her, and they were voting for Trump.
Oh man, yeah.
That
I
was
did
their
hear that.
reasoning to vote for him, which is just scary.
Yeah, but they were saying that the reason that there are so many young men supporting Trump is because of people like Joe Rogan and people like Elon Musk who appeal to white younger men. And so these white younger men are supporting Trump basically because of all of these influencers out there.
Wait, before you
If
play
you could
this,
call them that.
is this the video where he's gonna go on the you can say on with the microphone? Oh,
No, I don't think so.
okay, okay. I can never see him the same with a microphone now. Now that I see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was something that
I don't
was
know what he was
just
thinking when
like
he did that. He's just all right. Let's see what you got.
that was so weird. Yeah, let me see the sounds up.
Wow, I have some more big news, Megan. I'm just getting this right now. So somebody that's very, very respected asked me to do his show 2 weeks ago, and I said, why not? And to me, it's very big because he's the biggest there is, I guess, in that world by far. Somebody said the biggest beyond anybody in a long time. And his name is...
There's
In
nobody
a long time.
nobody better. Just everybody's saying it. All the people are saying it.
Joe Rogan, and he's never done this before.
Oh yeah. No. He's never done this before. Okay, he's the best. He's never done this before. All the people are saying it. He's never done it. Nobody's ever done it. Just Joe Rogan, but just today, not before. Just this morning.
You're learning the dialect very well.
And it just came over the wires that Joe Rogan just endorsed me. Is that right? Thank you, Joe. That's so nice. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
All right, I don't know if I can watch him right now. It's like, it's like ah, just seeing him talk and his face is just like yeah.
He's the first ever. Nobody's ever done that before. He's the best at doing things that nobody's ever done before.
The bestest. He's
Like,
the bestest of the best of the best.
Yeah,
The best. The best.
He's got like I don't know, like a specific list of quotes that he repeats every single time, and I don't think he thinks it through because he's like everybody's the best and
Oh no,
everybody's
he
yeah
thinks it through. He knows that's his way of that's his way of talking, and even though people know he's full of shit, some people still like believe it because it just sounds good. You know, you use words like that over and over and over, and people just get
so
used to it.
ridiculous.
It's just like it's scary. It's scary. Ridiculously scary. Only 4 points. Hey, Hawaii. Yeah. Ash just said Harris got Hawaii 4 points. So 209 to where we at? 209 to 230.
Yeah, Trump's still at 230. So it was only 3, right? 3 electoral votes.
Yeah, 3 for Hawaii.
All right. So Minnesota's still hanging on bluish. And then all the other ones, unfortunately, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arizona.
Yeah, Nevada is still 0%. Hawaii is weird. Weird as a state, or weird just because Harris took it. I'm confused on that statement. Hawaii is just kind of out there though. They are in their own little world. I saw it was snowing on one of the mountain, like one of the top of one of the volcanoes. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
That was pretty cool.
So Fern said he doesn't need to think. He's nothing but rhetoric. He repeats his lies, and repetition tricks simple people into thinking it is true. You know what? Yeah. Again, sorry to bring back religion, but repetition is how it works. It's how it gets ingrained into people's brains. And the first said Hawaii is weird because it's solid blue, 0% of all stats.
Yeah, I just looked at that. You're right. It is 0% on everything, but they projected her as the winner.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder sometimes, like how they even come up with that. I mean, I guess they're seeing some numbers that we're not seeing somewhere.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how that part works because you're seeing it and it's like, well, if they barely counted like not even 5%, how do they know?
I mean, they use like I guess they somehow look at the statistics like over other elections and they compare it based on like what counties are left or which counties they know would normally have high votes towards one party, and they kind of just like guess it.
Maybe like some of them might be like past like the average or who.
Like when they see certain counties come in with like a certain level of
Yeah.
votes towards one party, and historically it shows that when those counties have that, the other counties will vote the same, and I think they kind of guess it based off of that, off those stats.
Yeah. What does Nebraska look so weird on the map? It's like put your map up. I'm looking at NPR, so go back to the main. Yeah, you have that one. You have it. This is yours. But
yeah, but that's not the main one.
Oh,
that's
okay.
I was looking at individual states. Yeah, let me bring it back up.
Because it looks like a breakdown or something. They have like little squares in it with all the different. I'm guessing maybe different.
Oh, for Nebraska, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what does it look like that? All right, so Minnesota's looking pretty good. Then we'll add 10 more for Harris, which will bring her to 19.
Did they call it? I didn't see that. Yeah, two. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it says what? Is it 50 or 62? Oh, it's 52. Okay, I thought it was 62. Okay, maybe
it's gonna be a little while.
And it's only 55%. So, yes. Come on, Nevada.
So Nebraska, I believe it's something weird where their electoral votes are split up by the state, 1, 2, and 6 different.
Because some of them have Trump. I don't know what that is.
It's been a while, so I don't remember. But I know I have questioned that before. I don't remember the logic behind it. But yeah, there's something weird specifically with the way they have their system set up with how they're divided within the state.
Yeah. And I really hope that they have some more.
Okay, yeah. Fern
Numbers soon.
says New England and Nebraska, that they split it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay. Mm. I don't know what's gonna happen here. So, but why? How do they split the votes? Like, is it by different counties or
I would
different
say it has something to
areas?
yeah.
I guess like
Sure,
different
it goes with counties, but
parts.
I have to look. I'd have to look it up. I don't
Because
really
there's okay,
know
so
that.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it looks like maybe 6 are going to Trump and 1 is going to Harris there. So they have 7 total. That makes sense.
Yeah, for total electoral numbers. Yeah, I see that.
Oh man, Georgia is at 93% votes counted in.
Yeah, I'm showing the same. Let me look see what counties are still there. So there's still like 900,000 votes open. No, would it be? Yeah. No, that can't be right. 100,000. There's still 100,000 votes in Fulton County.
So
And,
how does it work on here? Do they count the mailed in ballots into all of these, or are these maps that we're looking at right now just counting the in-person votes from today
no, some of them will
and
be.
the early
Well,
voting?
they start counting the mail-in ballots today. They start entering them in, so those will come in a lot slower. But like the data from the polling, most of it is digital, where they put an SD card in and just transfer all the polling data. They do have paper ballots for it too, though. So if there is a recount, then they would go back and count the paper ballots.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, then you have the mail-in ballots, which all have to be processed by hand. So
for say that Nebraska and Maine, the congressional districts 2 in Maine and 3 in Nebraska can be split by district, and in Maine this can and has caused no results.
where they just void each other out.
So I wonder how many votes they have for places like Maine. Like, do they seem to have a kind of a big population though?
Like I feel
Some
like
others.
I learned this before, but I completely forgot about that. That's even a thing. So I appreciate you telling us that, Fern.
Yeah, because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 total. I think okay, 6 total electoral votes for Maine, I guess. Okay, Ash says that one of the districts in Nebraska was just given to Kamala Harris, which gives her 210.
210. Yeah, I see that.
And if they would call soon Minnesota, hopefully. But then Trump got 3 of the other, and the 4th one is looking reddish.
Yeah, it is tilting. It is tilting the wrong direction in the color spectrum. Wow.
All right, so Maine has 2 electoral votes. If one district goes for Harris and the other for inmate, then Maine is basically a wash. Yeah, probably. Why am I seeing 3 on it? Oh, okay, 1 is like a connected thing. I see. Yeah, 2 votes. So who knows? I am bummed that Texas gained 2 electoral votes in 2024 because yeah, that's 2 more for Trump.
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Texas will eventually flip blue, but I mean, we're almost halfway there. It's like we're almost made it to the line, but man, we're just like we can't. It's like we've been stuck there for the past like couple of elections in Texas. Like we see it, the change, but we just can't get it move the line any further.
Yeah. No, I was hoping the numbers would be a lot closer, but yeah, I don't see them. Yeah, they're not that
I
close.
really thought Ted Cruz was definitely gonna not
Man, early
perform as well
on.
as he did. I really didn't think it would be like that big of a lead.
Yeah, when we started watching it earlier today, it looked so hopeful. Friend says, gee, in an election year, the Republican dominated House voted to give more electoral votes to a massive red state. I'm shocked. Yeah, totally did. It did. We used to have, in the last election, we had 38. Now we have 40. So, yeah. 2 more for the inmate.
Let's see.
This is too close, too
It's
scary.
just the waiting game now, so you just gotta just wait. Let's see what's gonna happen. Tomorrow when we wake up, it could be a shit show. Or it could be awesome.
I don't wanna think about what it will be like if Trump wins. It's like
He's gonna like cause chaos because he's all about revenge. He's pissed off about all these people that they got all these lawsuits against him. They're gonna start Project 2025. They're gonna start. It's gonna be bad.
Because listen, he keeps trying to distance himself from Project 2025, but I read, if I'm not mistaken, it was something like 30, 40 different legislation, laws, and things that Trump uh, put through in 2016 and in his presidency throughout the 4 years that he was on. They were all pushed and supported by the Heritage Foundation. Okay, there were things that they were pushing through for him to pass, and he did. So he can't really say that he doesn't have a connection to the Heritage Foundation and that he doesn't have a connection to Project 2025 because he literally already was doing the
Oh
work
yeah,
for them.
he was already doing
So
the agenda. Yeah, he was already implementing it and doing
yeah,
their dirty work. Hey Fern, thanks for hanging out. I think we're all too fucking stressed. So
yeah, Fern, we're gonna
appreciate
do
you
the
hanging
same
out
thing.
for the little bit that
Yeah,
you know,
thank you so much.
we're going over 3 hours. Um,
Yeah, we're
definitely
probably
take care of yourself as well. And no
deep
matter what the outcome
breaths.
is tomorrow, I mean,
We're here.
we'll just continue to do what we all do and continue to fight to change things if it doesn't go the way that we need it to be.
Yeah, support each
Be supportive,
other.
supportive.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
I'm gonna ask the host AJ if we can call it a night too.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna call it a
Later,
night right
exception
now.
average. Thanks for hanging out as well and hanging out late with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow and have some good news. I'll be busy in the evening because I have another show to record for the nonprofits, but I'm gonna try to maybe get on in the morning or whenever we have an official result and do a quick recap. Either celebrate or you guys can cry with me.
So everybody have a good evening.
All right.
Much appreciated. Much
We
appreciated.
really, yeah, we really, really appreciate the support, the distraction, and yeah, you guys being here. You are awesome. And we'll see you next time.
Later, Ash. We see you on there as well.
See you soon.